God. That's ready, roll, slick, slide, and upside down.
Pretty roll, nut
Oh,
slide, six slide.
my cup of water. That's got a little bit of water in there.
You
I
know,
need
rest I
I
got.
need my water. Feeling crook. I'm feeling better, but still feeling a bit crook.
Feeling cook. Don't go rubbing
Oh,
the joint.
nice. Oh, you got your haul. Is that your haul? Oh no, it's your phone. I say, did you get a?
Oh, phone's here.
Oh, that is your haul then. That is your haul you're
Yeah,
looking
that's
at.
part of it, yeah. I was like,
Oh, he's got it ready.
I'll,
I got
I'll get
nothing
it
this
off
week, but
camera.
we'll get on into it. Yep, that's recording. Everything's fine as always. What's up, beaters and beatettes? Welcome back to another fine episode of the Beardy Bros podcast. So as I was as I messaged you before, I was like, I made a mistake. See, I was laying on the couch and I started like getting like drifting off kind of thing, and I was like, I can't do this. I need to get up. And as I got up, I'm like, I still felt tired. I was like, no, I got the podcast in an hour. Like, why? Why am I
Right,
feeling tired now? I got too comfy. Like, this can't be happening. It's like this
right.
is. This, I was like, no. This was like, I made a
That's
mistake.
what you. That's what you call serenity, right there.
I know,
Like you
I was
just.
so comfortable just sitting there laying down on the couch, like watching YouTube, and I was like, comfy as, cozy, comfy. I was like, yep, get up, and I was like, oh, I feel so tired now. I'm like, and I had that, like, because my head's all tired and doesn't want to process, I was like, oh, feeling all weird. So I was like, yeah, god damn it. But I managed to get myself going, got some energy back unintentionally in a way I wouldn't want to get energy, but I am awake now, so that's alright.
You're
So
playing
yeah.
Fallout. That's why.
Yeah, well, that's pretty comfy playing that game. I've spent like I haven't really been playing much else, so I was like, going from Fallout 4 now to being like doing the grind in 76. It's just like, God, what do I? it is like not bad. Like there definitely is a lot of flaws still there from like the old times,
Oh yeah.
which is kind of funny because I'm getting close now. Like because we've been doing stuff. I'm level 83 now. Um, but I'm only just towards the end of finishing up the main arc storyline before you
Yeah.
start doing everything else. Like you do get given like the other missions for like the DLC missions, and you can do them because it's like typical, RPG Fallout. Like you can do whatever you want at any pace. But I want to like kind of do them within a reasonable rhythm, like as the story makes sense, not just
Yeah.
go off and
Not
do other
just
story stuff.
radically different parts and then coming back to old stuff and
Yeah, because I have
which kind
caught.
of it's 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 like jumping from the first game to like a third to a fourth to a second before playing the first. Like you're like,
That's exactly it, and
but then you go back and play. You're like, oh, that makes more sense.
there is no like compared to like Fallout 4, where I mean it happened a few times, but continuity wise,
They're
they
not they're
do
not connected
things.
really.
No, but
They're
they
loosely connected.
but like in its own game of when you do missions, like in Fallout 4, they don't necessarily refer to each other, so you can kind of do them at any pace. So they don't really
Oh, they do.
you know what I mean. Like you can do an
They're
events,
within their own order within their story
yeah,
line. Like because
and
you
they
can
don't
start the
really.
Brotherhood and then go to someone else, start theirs, but you're still in the same spot. So you're still gonna finish theirs at some point. Finish theirs. Finish
Yeah,
theirs.
yeah, it's like that, but it doesn't
Kind of like real
necessarily
life. Like you
roll back
start
on
someone
itself.
here, someone there.
Where where as 76 though, when you do events, you could do something and you know everything about that arc, and then you'll come back to a point and they start telling you like this story arc, and it's like, yeah, I've just done that. I spent like the last 3 hours playing that storyline. I know who the family is and all
Wow.
that kind of stuff, and it's just like there's no, you know what I mean? It's like there's no continuity.
Yeah.
It's freaking hilarious because it's like everyone goes, we need you to, start giving you the spiel of like a storyline of like a character or something about a location. Like, yeah, I've already been there. I've already done something.
That's
Like, there's
where
no
the game's got to
acknowledgement.
realize, or behind the devs behind have to realize that they,
Mm,
if someone's done it, just cut it from there.
yeah,
Just cut the dialogue, cut the whatever it is you're watching, or
and that's why I like with what Fallout 4 did, because they did the dialogue that well that it avoids those kind of narratives where
yeah.
it doesn't, like,
Yeah, well,
there
I
are a
think
couple of
76 was
times.
a different team,
Yeah,
so
because like there's a couple of times in Fallout 4 where I had that happen, like where one point, because like I've been with 4 like avoiding Diamond City for so long, and it's like I've got over 3 days of gameplay on there, and I've avoided Diamond City the whole time, and I think now I've gotten to the point where I have to do it. Like I could go do
because you can't finish a
DLC,
game with that, I don't think.
like I could go do the DLC, but like I've done most of the base game. Like I've already finished the but I want to get the railway ending as well. So that's kind of the hard part because I've already done the
Their missions are
uh
so fucking
I've
tedious,
done the
man.
Minutemen on this main save. I've done the Minutemen quest line, so that's done. And when I started the railroad, they had acknowledged like I'd done all the stuff with the Minutemen, which makes
Mm.
sense. Like they had that delved
Yeah,
into it with that dude. But on another save, I'd done like the Institute and the Brotherhood ending because that kind of fucks over. Though either way you go with those, kind of fuck over the railway. So I'm
yeah.
like, I had to be very particular, but I managed to unlock the
Yeah, 'cause
railway without doing
don't you blow their
diamond.
place up or something? Like you
Yeah,
just fuck them up.
pretty much. So I
Because
know
I remember doing that.
I know I will come across the Institute because through the railway you have to like get into the Institute through the railway to like get
That
undercover and
that
get.
fucking place is fucked.
So yeah, so like I will get to the
That
point where
fucking
I have to do it.
institute place.
It is cooked. It's absolutely cooked. But
It's
no,
it's cool as fuck, but also the most un-Fallout thing ever.
yeah, I know it just seems a bit out of place for Fallout in the style of Fallout. I mean, Fallout has some crazy wacky things going on in it, but like
Yeah,
it
but
doesn't.
not the institute wacky.
Mm,
Like that's fucking full on like future tech. Like
creating the whole robotic synthesized people and stuff, and yeah, it is wild. But 76 is it is a good point seeing like an early stage of where it began. And but like I said, doing some of these missions, you got to really be mindful of what you're choosing because you can get taken off the track real quickly and start doing other things. And I had to take note going like this is Atlantic City, so this is like the last like the DLC just before the current one, because you've got like Vault 63 now that's open because that's the new Skyline quest line. So you kind of know you got to do stuff for some like ghouls. So that's that quest line for the current DLC. The one back is the Atlantic City expeditions and a few missions that are on like in Appalachia itself. So you got like there's those there, so you kind of like got to watch that because it's headed to there. And then there was another one before that, which I think was Wastelanders. I'm not exactly sure. I know
yeah, I think
Wastelanders was really earlier, but there's like a
yeah,
Wastelander one. There's a
Wastelanders is
Brotherhood
like the
one.
first one, I think.
Yeah, because there's like Wastelander. Then there's like a Brotherhood one. There's the expedition you do to um,
That was one of the latest ones,
Pittsburgh.
Expedition, I think.
There's Pittsburgh, which I think that's one that revolves around the Enclave and like the Brotherhood. And then there's the Atlantic City one. Yeah, this is a few different like big DLC moments, but you can easily get yourself caught up and thrown off the track. So I've been trying to keep myself online definitely, and I've nearly finished that. But coming back to it, what I was going to say is they kind of reworked some stuff a little bit because it's like had to be updated because I watched like old Let's Plays of people doing walkthroughs and it's very different with how it's
Yeah,
in similar areas and things are kind of done the same, but they were done a little bit different and I feel like they did kind of polish them up a little bit the best they could,
yeah, because it was
but
pre-patch, so
they could
it
only
was a
do
bit,
so much.
you know.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like watching like certain things you had to do for the quests. It's like they didn't change them too much because that changed the whole quest line. If you start modifying things too much, so you can't get too carried away. But I think they did enough because it's affected because you gotta go find certain side objectives and most things through the game, whether it might be the later DLC when they thought about it. There's a lot of helpful hints and to guides and like in the game to show you markers to where things are in the early stuff,
yeah,
it gets to a point where it's like, got to find this optional, like, objective thing. Doesn't direct you anywhere. You get to a point and it's like, oh, here is a marker when you get to, like, a doorway and says it's in here. So you go there thinking that's where the objective is, but it's not. It's still in the other room and it's so fucking broken. It did
yeah.
my
That's
head,
bad game design
like,
right there.
yeah, it's done my head in a bit. So I figured it out through some walkthroughs that because it still fits the same as how it originally did it. It's just the markers are broken, everything's broken. I said to, like, Ed, it's like,
Yeah,
let me know when you get to that mission because I've now worked it out in my head because you're going to get confused without looking at walkthroughs. If you don't, you're going to get yourself lost and going backwards and forwards trying to find these things that are there, but then they don't spawn until
unless you
certain
get
things are
sheer dumb
activated.
luck and just stumble upon the fucking area.
And that's it. And even that, it's so fucking hard to find objects because you'll look for an object and you'll see a desk and there'll be no object there. You go to a thing and it triggers the object, but then you think, oh, I've already checked the desk, so you don't think to go back to the desk and check it again. And it's just like, fuck's sake, or it's
Wow.
just these little things like that, and there's no marker to say, hey, this is where it is in this area. Like you just gotta piece it together out of
But then
sheer
again,
luck.
it is a Bethesda game, so
So that's why I was like, wow, like clearly see that they didn't change any of the earlier stage stuff. So if you were a new player, it does get a bit like the start of it. doing the main arc line's fine. It's just definitely getting towards the end, and even like the writing, and then where the story's trying to explain things, it's just so rushed in that story arc. It's just like it goes from making sense to then not making any sense at all, and it's just like
But
even reading the
that game
files.
was built pretty fucking quick.
Yeah, like it just gets icky, and then it's like after that though, it gets great again because that's when they started putting the effort into it, you know, with the
Because
DLCs and doing
when
extra
that first
work.
launched, it wasn't story heavy at all, really.
No, like it had all that
Well, it's
shitty
an
NPC
online multiplayer
Yeah,
game.
it was all about the players doing everything and not really.
So
And
they only half-assed, didn't half-ass, but
but you can
they bare
definitely
bones the fucking story together. Like,
yeah, and yeah, no, you definitely see that. But it is good now that it is better now. I must say because
yeah,
like I've definitely put in my over
it took him
76
what,
hours.
5 fucking years.
I know. It's crazy. And I keep saying, like, why didn't I
I mean,
play this
it came
before?
out before COVID.
I know, I keep saying, like, why didn't I play this through COVID? But there was a reason because it was still trash. Even, like,
Yeah.
during COVID, it was bad. That's
Well,
why I
it
never
still
played it.
is, but it's not as bad.
No, definitely, like I said, it's definitely a lot better. And I would say to anyone that wanted to, like, it's definitely a good time to pick it up now and get into it and play it. Because the community's
I'm
back
still
in
gonna
being
wait another
active.
fucking 5-10 years. Wait till it's
Wait,
all done,
wait, and then by the time it's
and then play
done.
it by my, then play it by my, then play it by myself.
I mean, I mean, you technically can if you have the premium membership because you get the private worlds, so it's not too bad. But it does kind of help though having extra players in the world as well because like helps the fast traveling and just sometimes you need certain things that you can't get and other players have it because it's like they have that kind of like everything is eventually unlockable, but sometimes you do need the other players because they'll get some stuff before you did, and they'll help boost you
Yeah.
further and buying certain planes and upgrades and things like that. And it's just like it is a bit meticulous, but it's one of those things, I guess. So yeah,
Well, it's
so
an online game, so
yeah, and they want you to stay around as long as you can and keep playing. Like that's the thing. So
that's what I hate about games. Though, they're like they make you grind, they make you like do all this stuff just to keep playing. It's like, bruh,
I know, and
if your
that's
game
like,
is good, people will just play it.
and that's why like
That's
I
what I
think
keep trying to tell people. Is like,
yeah. But I do find it funny, like with Bethesda as well, because I've had like a recent email come from Bethesda, and it's doing like the old, they're like June roundup, and they're like have all the highlights again of what they're working on, and then they're like because Tamriel like Elder Scrolls Online is apparently free now in PlayStation Plus, like it's it's one of your
oh
benefits
yeah,
now, so you can play Elder Scrolls for free with your membership
yeah.
benefit. And I thought that was kind of cool, but it's just like another thing is it's kind of funny. It's like you've got like Fallout and you've got Tamriel, like they're two different demographics, but you can't really push a market to someone because you either want one to play one game or one to the other. You can't be like trying to
Yeah.
compete for them to play something else. Like it's just funny with any of those kind of games. That's like we've got COD
Weird,
as
isn't
well
it?
around the corner. Like you're competing COD against COD to play. There's just
That's
games.
what I
It's
mean.
just
Like
funny.
that's like Activision shoving out a second COD. It's like, here, play this one, but then play this one, but this one, but this one.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like and then they combine like they're doing and there was like a meme I saw recently as well because there's a recent tweet where Xbox was doing another partnership with it like streaming to Amazon Fire Stick, so they're gonna stream to that so you can stream
oh
games,
yeah,
and
I
the
saw all that.
and the meme was funny. I don't know if you saw the meme specifically, but it's like it's like bringing Xbox to people, and it's just like why are people not buying the consoles? It's like yeah, you wonder why. Again, you keep giving whatever it's just you can't shoot yourself in the foot and then be like, oh, who did this?
Yeah, because as soon as that happened a few days ago, I don't know who tweeted it, but I saw a tweet saying, I'm going to count Fire Stick as console sales. I'm like,
I know these Xbox can be like, oh,
and they're
Fire.
like 258 million to like Sony's 50 odd million. I was like,
That's not how. I know they're completely cooked. Like they're just getting dumber and dumber. Like
any way to get a like, I
I know,
I'm over it. Fucking
I
over
know.
Twitter. I've only gone there sometimes
They're
to
just
scroll
getting
through
like
and get
everyone's
off.
just getting dumber and dumber. Like it's just wild what people are
I
drawing
just don't
straws
fucking
at.
get it.
Like
I just don't
I
fucking
could
get it.
understand if
Like the
someone was
Fire
like,
Stick, it's fucking cheap to start with.
yeah. I mean, like I just feel like there's people that are shit posting, and then there's more than just shit posting. Some
But
people are
it's
just
only an
literally just
American thing because everyone else's net would suck with it.
yeah, streaming it. It's just yeah. It's just I don't get it. I don't. people just
Streaming's not for a long time. Like it
no.
would never become mainstream or
Oh god,
anything.
no! Like the world's so far behind for streaming still, like as a whole. But
Even the net in America can sometimes it works or it don't. So
that's it. Like it's either good or it's not, and
it depends if
yeah,
you're near the servers. If you're not, you're still gonna get a bad connection.
basically, like it takes a
I don't
lot.
get why they're just pushing it. It's like you're just pushing something you don't use because clearly you're not gonna fucking use it. You're not using it.
Yeah, it's just it hurts my brain a bit.
So
But
also, I found out some news.
mm,
I looked. I was because recently I've been playing that Ayuden Chronicle
mm-hmm.
100 Heroes, which is
Yes,
a Sudoku, fuck what it's
I was
called,
gonna say you
Swedican,
say a Swedish Sudoku. I was like,
the
what?
Swedish Sudoku. No,
Mm,
Sudoku on the PS1, PS2.
yeah.
It's like number 6 of that, and
Yep.
I've been smashing the
I know. I've
fuck out
seen
of
you on
that.
there a lot playing.
I
It
stayed up
comes
till
up.
6 a.m. the other day playing it.
Oh god.
Like whoops. Um, and I was just browsing today, just blah blah blah, and I come across in the it was either JB or the EB store.
Mm.
There was Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster
Oh
bundle from the
yeah.
PS1 coming out on like Switch, Nintendo,
Switch
and
and yeah.
Xbox. Meant to be 2023. Then they delayed it, and it's still not out yet.
Oh god.
But it says sometime this year, so maybe
Yeah.
it's this year. But I'm keen to jump into that because I never played it really,
Played
like
the
on
original. Yeah.
PS1. But I was looking at getting an original copy, but I'm like, this is coming out, so I'm just gonna not buy the PS1 version because
Yeah.
it's
Try and
the
chase that down.
inferior
Yeah.
version,
Yeah. Exactly. Clean
unless
it
it's
up.
cheap enough.
That's it. Yeah. Unless you can
I'm
find
not
cheap.
gonna spend like $100 or so on a game that I can just buy for PS5 like for
Yeah.
$70
Get it cleaned up. More
and get a
combat.
better HD version, like
Yeah. That's
like a
exactly
proper
it. Like
modern
it's
version.
definitely one of those things. Exactly.
Like that's why I'm lucky that I found that because I'm like I would hold off on the PS1, PS2 games. I'll hold off.
Mm. That's what we were talking
Like,
about last week as well. Like we were talking about that
mm,
with games coming back with all these remasters and stuff, and we had we were saying last week when we were talking about Beyond Good and Evil, and that's
yes,
out now. And you said what was the price of it? That was 30,
$20,
20 30
20 or
bucks.
30, yeah,
Yeah,
fucking cheap.
and then it's got like some extra stuff in it. You're saying because it's got the
Well,
help
it
to
was
try and
someone said there was extra stuff. I'm like,
yeah,
I haven't gone deeper into it because it's only just still fresh, so probably no
yeah.
one's found it yet.
I'm
But
actually
I'll look into it at some point. Probably I'll play it at some point soon.
might
Hopefully,
look at picking it
hopefully.
up when I get paid. Possibly see how it
Well,
go.
the physical's July, I think.
Yeah.
Limited run games are doing a physical.
Mm.
I'll try and get an order in because they're usually in the hundreds of fucking dollars.
Yeah. Well, they do their little weird special collectors things.
Yeah, but
Little
for that, like, I kind of want a physical
yeah. It's
because
different.
apparently they're doing the 20th anniversary, and then the game comes out next year, hopefully, like the second
Yeah. The
one
second
next
one.
year.
Yeah. That's it.
But we'll see
That's
because
yeah. Only time can tell.
you don't tease the second one for the last 5 years, 6 years without releasing it
I know it
anytime
was a
soon
bit of
because it's been like 5 6 years.
I know, like a lot of things, they big balled it just before COVID, teased it up, and then yeah,
And the fact they
no,
did the 20th anniversary of a remaster of the first one, maybe
mm.
it means that the second one's still going.
And the fact that they possibly did some work in it to help connect it makes
Yeah,
even more likely that yeah,
because not
it's
everyone's playing it because no one's playing it because I'm guessing
one of those things.
I don't
I'll
know.
I'll
And it
look
was
into
it
it.
was always a niche title, but
Yeah, I did try and play it a while back on PC, but it was weird janky on PC, so I was like, I'll wait.
yeah, that's why I bought the 360 version.
Yeah,
There's a PS3 version too. I didn't know, but it's not physical. It's only on the store.
yep, yeah,
But
that's a hard
360
one.
had that 3-pack disc. That's the only way you could have it.
Yeah, I know it's crazy if you've got it.
And but no, there's a physical PS5. I think it's on PS4 and that Xbox One.
Something like that.
So try and pick one of them up, one of the 4 or 5.
Mm.
Be
Um,
nice.
We what else is it that showed off the there's been a few new trailers dropping. Um, Another big one which we got another scene for, which was Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't know if you saw that
They
one.
just spoiled that fucking movie completely, nearly.
But that's
Like,
just saying they dropped another one and it showed Sabretooth, which is the original actor back from the X-Men.
yeah,
He's back
they said
as
after 2 decades, and you still
yeah, he's
like,
back as Sabretooth. I was like, wow, and he looked like he hasn't aged. Like he barely looks like he's aged. Like they
where Hugh
didn't.
Jackman does look old now.
Yeah,
Like,
but Hugh Jackman like has lost a lot of weight, so that shows the age. He got like ripped and stuff. So when you're going through that stage of like
mm.
being young and then getting ripped,
No, but
with
also
Ripper, like,
he looks like in his 50s now, where he
but
didn't.
yeah, but no, that bloke playing Sabretooth, he looked very bang spot on, like nothing had changed.
Mm.
So it was crazy. I was like, that was so
It,
cool.
it
But
it is a shame that they didn't have his fangs, but
yeah, they had the claws, but
he
yeah, because
had he had
they
veneers. It looked like.
yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what the veneers the go is, but
Unless the fangs are in post and it's not in the trailer.
who knows? We won't know. Like, there's a lot going on.
Next
Like,
next month
because
movie's out, so
there was even rumors apparently even saying someone was saying rumored that like Wesley Snipes' blade's gonna appear in it, and I'm
no, it's the other blade.
like that's why I'm like we don't even like. I know we're gonna have a lot, but
It's
like
it's the CW blade, I think,
yeah, I don't know because he.
because he's in one of the trailers.
Yeah, I know that's the weird thing because there's a lot going on with that weird movie going on with that, and then they kind of like postponed it. So it's like
No,
a
it's
lot
not that
happened.
blade. It's the TV show blade,
Mm. Oh, have they got?
the
Oh,
TV
that's right.
blade.
He was from the Agents of Shield, wasn't he?
I think, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Because I had like Ghost Rider teased in that at one point. Like,
yeah,
well, not teased, shown in that Blade, I think, from that as well. But yeah, there was
yeah.
rumors.
It's that blade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yep, yep. I kind of remember that because I didn't really watch much Agents of Shield, but they did do a lot of stuff where they delved into like
There's a lot of that
that
show.
multiverse stuff. Like they got a
When
lot
it
of
went for
seasons in
like
that.
near 10 fucking years.
That delved further into all that kind of supernaturally and bringing in other characters and stuff more than the rest of the show
That was
series did.
Marvel, one of Marvel's best shows.
Mm.
To be fair, that was
Never really
probably
watched it,
top two. Mm. It
but
was fucking good.
Coulson and gang,
Yeah,
that weird typical kind of genre of show where it was like detective and all that mumbo jumbo.
yeah. Just
Round up, round up mutants and whatnot, and
but speaking about this, I you know how the boys
oh yeah,
made parody of things,
yeah, yeah,
like they show you what like what they think of things.
yeah,
Well, they did Disney Marvel recently, and fuck, it's accurate.
yeah.
Fuck,
Was
it's
it in
accurate.
the boys itself, like actually in the
Yeah,
episode? Yep,
yeah. Vought was how they do their TV show things,
yeah,
and
yeah, because they're making
but
fun
they
of it.
went full Disney Marvel with it.
Yeah.
They had the Phase 6, Phase 7, Phase 8.
Oh, they did like that thing with like what's coming
They
with
had all these shows lined
the
up. I
vault.
was like,
Yeah,
fuck, this is fucking
because
good.
that's what the series that we had with the school, like the high school mutants, whatever it was. It was like because that was supposed to be kind of like a show for like a show, but it was like a show as well. Because
Oh,
it was
Gen V.
yeah, Gen V, because that was meant to be like if I remember, that was meant to be like a reality show within the universe as well,
Mm.
where they were showing like all these up and comings becoming superheroes, and that was like that whole angle of it, which was kind of funny. And then
But
yeah,
you've got to watch the boys season. Like, the fourth
well,
episode just dropped.
apparently they made
Fifth.
I had one
One of
friend
them.
message me and sent me a thing, and he goes, I wonder if they intentionally made the reference, but there was like we kind of took it as being an intentional reference, but it was Homelander says to the bloke to get into get in the kiln.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So we kind of took that as because I haven't seen it, but I kind of seen the scene, but my friend goes have they like unintentionally intentionally like referenced Auntie Donna because
Nah,
like
that's not that.
Anthony Starr was in Auntie Donna, and it's funny that like and it's just kind of a weird.
No,
It's
but
just one of those
this
weird
is
connections. It's just a typical
I
Homelander
don't
move,
want to spoil anything. That's why I'm not going to say it. But
mm,
like, it's nothing to do with that.
but it's just
This
kind of
is
funny
a
if it's
personal,
yeah. But it's kind of funny though if it was like a little like rider in the back was like a little intentional
right?
joke because they'd seen like Anthony Starr like on, you know, on Auntie Donna as like the stray man, And one of the biggest memes from Auntie Donna is, get out of the kiln. I wouldn't be, we wouldn't be surprised. We're thinking like it wouldn't be kind of funny surprise that maybe there was like the writer was like, oh, let's do this joke where, without really telling anyone else, it goes, oh, that sounds like a good scene, but to them, like they might, like that's in my head canon is like to them they know the joke, but to no one else, like when they're writing, they're like, oh, let's get Homelander to put this guy that he's, want to torture in, in the kiln to make him suffer a bit,
right.
because it's just typical
Oh, he
Homelander.
fucking suffered. Oh, god
Typical Homelander move, just really wanting to torture him.
dang.
Like, wasn't it was his dad or something like that? I can't remember.
No.
I know there's something like that in the books or something like that. It might have been the comic books. I was reading a lot of stuff lately, but there was something like that at some point. I think
because the
happened in
show's
comics.
way different than the fucking
Yeah.
comics.
They've done a lot different because I ended up hearing about in the comics. So
Season 1 was way different too than the comics.
Everything. So basically, what ended up happening was in the comics was Homelander was like Homelander, and he was a little bit like vain in what he was. But apparently, the plot twist in the end of the comics. So I mean, the comics been long enough now, so it's not really. But what I was reading, so I don't know. This is what the information I've been picking up the last few weeks, last week or so.
It's kind of what Marvel should be doing, is not following comics and shit and doing their own thing.
Yeah, because at least they're putting similar but different, but in the way that's
because
good,
you've
not just
got the comics and then you've got the show. They're two different things.
Yeah, they're just not drastically changing
it
like MCU's been doing when they change things. They really change things and not the right way. It's changing things in we're going to make this character this now. It's like that's
yeah,
and it's like make new characters. But anyway, come back to the point. Was I think it was what ended up happening in the comics is all the bad stuff that we saw happening, and the depictions of Homelander being bad all the time, whatever it was apparently it was a clone or something in the comic books. So it was a clone of Homelander, and he was what was causing all the bad stuff. So every time you saw bad Homelander, it was a clone
but that
taking his place. And that's why exactly, and that's what they said. They said they didn't want to go with that arc because it was a bit too meh for TV. So they just made Homelander literally
because TV's got to be big and
so they just kept with that kind of nutcase vibe, but instead of having him being partly unstable and then having someone else playing him and being actually unstable, but having that swap of identity.
He's not really unstable though. That's the weird part. He knows exactly what's happening. What he's doing.
But it's not like a normal thing to do though.
More so now, unstable. He's just he's clicked.
Oh, I mean, it's psychotic. Now. That's the saying. It's fucked up. He's psychotic. He's unstable.
Well, he's not psychotic. He's
I mean, it kind of is. Just willy-nilly going around.
He's confused as well.
Willy-nilly going around going, "Fuck you! I'm going to shoot you and just kill innocent people, killing everyone innocently." It's a bit fucked up. That's a bit. You know what I mean?
This person's
against me.
Sane. He's more normal, but now he's pissed off.
Yeah. So. But no, it was interesting.
As you can tell by the fucking killing thing, he's just pissed.
Yeah. He's actually going after the people now, specifically going after
who raised him.
What he should be doing, focusing the energy, the anger.
Well, he shouldn't be doing that either. But
no, but he's focusing and getting his revenge on the people that should be getting it, not innocent people. Because they kind of rubbed him the wrong way and slightly pissed him off because it's kind of like the emphasizing you spat on the ground, bam, you're dead. It's like. You people tortured me and put me in this situation. You're gonna suffer for it, But no,
because he took it too far, being the good guy.
Yeah, and it always fell on him because now he knows he had to go help everyone.
You have to watch the new season, man. It's fucking good.
No, it's good if they're starting to bring that back in because I think they are looking at getting close to wrapping it up though. I think they want to do another.
I think season 5 is the last one. So
so they're getting to that point.
But
no, it's just interesting to know.
Getting to now is I'm sad it's going to end soon, so fuck.
Because was it Black Noir? He's back.
No, he's not back.
Someone else is pretending to be him. But that was the arc in the comics anyway. It was Black Noir. He was a clone of Homelander.
That's what they had in the show too. Remember?
Huh?
They had it in the show too.
They kind of made it awful, I guess, a little bit he was, but I mean, he wasn't. We saw when we saw Black Noir. I mean, he was Black Noir.
Yeah, but he was meant to be to other people as that, but to them, they already knew.
Yeah, so it was, and
he didn't talk, which this new one does.
Yeah, because we saw that whole accent.
I'm why is he talking?
Yeah, and they tell him to shut
he
up all the
talks
time.
more than Homelander.
Yeah, they tell him to shut up a lot. I saw that as a meme. They've been shut up. You're supposed to be quiet.
Yeah.
But No, it's kind of funny. So, it was just really interesting, like, learning stuff from the comic books. I'm like, I honestly prefer the series over the comic books. This is like one of those things where actually I
Well, that's the
prefer the
thing where
later.
good writing is good writing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's exactly it. Like, it's done. Everything's just done from what I've heard. Like, the comics sound great, but it's kind of like really like,
also, it's Eric Kripke. Like,
yeah.
he doesn't fucking miss.
It's because the comics are just like they're meant to be dirty, gritty, and kind of like cringy in a
Well, it's
style which is
his
meant to feel
story,
icky.
theoretically, but the writers write
Yeah,
in between the cracks. Like,
which they've kind of clean it up and make it more adaptive, and
yeah.
it's better for visual, and it works. So
That's why it must be weird being a director because, like, you have the idea, right? You put it out there, and then the writers do their thing, come back and go,
yeah,
"What have you done to my thing?
yeah,
That's good. That's good. That's
and
bad.
that's
Get
well,
rid of
that's
that.
and that's exactly
Change
it.
change that." Like,
Like that's exactly the point of the director. Like he goes through and
yeah.
breaks it down, and then the producers
But
they have a
like
team of
the
go
fact that
down.
he does his work is just
Mm. And then to compare, on the opposite side of things and doing whatever the fuck they want, there's Disney, not Disney Marvel, but Disney Star Wars, Lucas, whatever,
and Marvel.
with
They're a bit
well,
up and
not
down.
even talking about the only current thing at the moment, which I'll bring up again, is just
Oh, the
Acolyte,
acolyte.
where the
Yeah,
writers
that's
just were like,
trash.
no, we're not going to allow them watch any source material, not give them any information, even though this is based like 100 to like 200 years before the main storyline,
Only
before
can
the
make a
Phantom Menace.
Jedi by scissoring, but I mean, wow.
Like that just it's just a lot of the stuff they've done. But it's funny though. Apparently, the one there's this younger chick who directed the show. Apparently she's being sacked and fired and whatnot
Good.
because. But then the one that's still causing a lot of the problems, Miss Kathleen Kennedy, is still sitting high up on her shelf on the patio, fucking still behind the scenes of things. Which she's the
She's
one.
untouchable, my boy.
I know, like she's the one that causes the problem. She's the one that chose this director. She's the one that puts her input in everything, and it's just like she's the reason why we kept having Grogu. Like Grogu had his arc and it was going to be done. But she's the reason why we kept having him. Like, okay, like yeah, Grogu was a cool character, but it's so milked and used so much because
You
people
know
go
what's
money,
good
money,
about
money.
stuff
Like,
like that? They're in limited quantity.
yeah, like that's what made it
Like,
good.
look at the Last of Us. Clickers. People want
Yeah,
them all the time. You use them in certain fucking scenes, certain stories, but you don't just chuck it in there fucking 24/7.
I know. Like, and
Bloaters, same fucking thing. You
that's
don't
like
have like a bloater following
so
Joel and Ellie
imagine
around, do you?
no, like and that's what I would say. Like, imagine what if we didn't have Kathleen Kennedy sitting back behind the thing going, "Oh, we'll do this because it's going to make us money," blah blah blah, and we just had John
No,
Favreau
but who signed off on the Acolyte? That is
Kathleen Kennedy, because
dumpster
they leave
fire.
her.
That show
Yeah,
is just
that
below
was that's
zero.
what
Like,
Kathleen Kennedy does. She's an executive producer. She sits there and she allows things to get passed. That's why there's this
ugh,
problem. She needs to be
I-
sacked and kicked the fuck out of there. Like shareholders were like, no, we're not going further with this. She had a whinge, apparently like having a whinge hissy fit, being like, are we going to do another season? Everyone's like, no, we're not. They're actually pulling up against her and going, no. The shareholders like, no, we're not
yeah, good.
investing. We're not. We got to stop. We can't do this stuff. It's
That is the good part of the shareholders. They
like
can just not fund anything you would do ever again.
yeah, like cancel it now. It's like Feige's had to be like,
Like the
okay, we're dropping this
investors and that can just go, I'm not touching that,
because
and then you just sink.
Feige's the head of it all, and that's why he like pulled back on Marvel, and he was like, okay, we're seeing what's going on with Marvel. Let's stop. Let's slow back. Like
Yeah,
let's
but
pull the
also the
reins.
shareholders and
But
investors that are worried to him. I bet it's like, you
yeah,
see this and this.
exactly. Like there's that, and he's got to listen to him though, not just be like some
We're
people.
putting all this money in and getting this much back. Like,
Like I said, like that's why we have Kevin Feige there. Because imagine if we had like Kathleen Kennedy as that spot where Feige is.
just
They
just
should be spending
imagine
money all the time. Should be
Foggy
fucking.
Foggy retires the lead, and then Kathleen Kennedy's up there in number
Uh,
one.
the thing is, no one would vote her in. Like the shareholders would be like, nah.
Well,
Then
she's just below him, and she's so
yeah, but there's a few people though under him though. That's the thing. There's like John
yeah, she'd be
Favreau's
the next in
close
line, right?
because there's Feige, Kathleen. There's another guy, and there's some other bloke, and then under those people again, then there's John Favreau and like a few others and stuff like that. So there's a tier down, but there are other
Why
people
is
I guess
Favreau so low?
because he's in that like director, but he's just under like someone. He's under someone, and then they're under Feige. So he's still close though. He still has a lot of input.
But then
But
again, he does act in a lot of things as well.
he has
so.
to, but then again, he sometimes does have to fall back on like and respond to Kathleen. That's why we like I said That's why he had the stuff
And also,
where he
he
had
does
to put
other
in.
ventures too, like out of Marvel.
But like he had to put in like and keep putting Grogu in because he was told by Kathleen to keep doing that. You know, even though he didn't want to. Like, yeah, when your boss says do it, you kind of have to do it, which is shit. You know, it's kind of
You
annoying,
don't
but
know.
you know, that's why I think he is trying to wrap it up though now. Like he's trying to do get the arc done and then do the movie, and the movie wraps it up because he's like, it needs to stop. Like, and that's a good thing though. Like he
Mm.
knows like when it needs to, but he's very like polite about it. Like
The
he'll,
Mando's meant to be 2 seasons,
yeah, like that's the thing. Like
but
that's exactly it, and that's why they kept going with it because she kept making the money because she kept
and then
franchising it.
you get a watered down fucking story, like
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. So like what I was
because
gonna
John
say.
Favreau would have only wrote for 2 seasons.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I was going to come back to that. Is imagine what difference we would have had if Kathleen didn't have her input. It was just John Favreau the whole way. What that second season would have been like. It would have been
Would
so
have been
different.
2 seasons. Would have been just bam, 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 title, middle, and end, and done.
Because the story would have taken. Because the first season left, it had like him take Grogu, like Skywalker takes Grogu, and that was left. Like he wasn't going to, because it was the Mando. It doesn't follow
Yeah,
Star Wars, so that was going to leave for another story wherever else, and someone was going to do that. Apparently, I think that's what was going to happen, or he would come back to that story maybe at a later date, and then he was going to look
but
at the
Grogu's
Mando
not
and
even
do
in
that.
fucking Star Wars, so
Like, and that's what I mean. Then he was going to do that, and then with the Mando, and then wrap out. But then everyone was so fascinated by him. We need to bring it back, and so they did the whole bring back, and then they had Luke come back, and then they introduced Ahsoka, and then all this
yeah, I don't get that at all.
spitball of stuff. And I mean, Ahsoka,
I
like
mean,
apparently
I
it's pretty
do
good.
because
At least that was like decent. Like I didn't watch all of Ahsoka, but like that was decent what I watched, and it got good reviews from a lot of people, which is good. But then Acolyte, on the other hand, is just bombed the whole way, and it is kind of funny. It does literally make no sense. Like people are trying to defend it, and if you know, like that's what people are annoyed about is Star Wars logic and law. If you go by the law, none of it makes sense in law. Like that's why people are annoyed with Acolytes because none of the characters,
none of it, none
even
of it.
even with like it hypocrites itself because like there's new canon like early era
But
like
even the premise
books.
is fucking Star Wars. Like,
Yeah, well, it's meant to be because it's meant to be before that era of Star Wars. Like it's only 100 years. 100 years, not much is going to change. Look at Fallout. Look how the Fallout universe works. We see experience of like a 200-year gap from when the bombs drop and all this stuff happens, and nothing changed in like 300 years. Like those, you've got 76, which is 1 point. Then you've got like was it Fallout 1, Fallout 2? Like there's a 100-year gap between some of these games, and it's like the world's still the same. Everyone still acts the same. No one's gotten better. Like everyone's still in the fucking wasteland. Like it shows you, even 100 years, nothing's fucking changed. Then why with Star Wars, within 100 years, shit's changed drastically and everything's gone to like fucking. You know, you look at our reality when you look at the real world with us. Okay, you go back 100 years. We still have a lot of stuff we
that's
have now,
definitely
but we just
changed.
got extra technology. We have TVs, better computers with like computering tech. We have that
A
now.
100 years ago, they didn't have TVs.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like, and then you take away that. But we
They
had
had nothing. They
cars.
only had
We had
pretty much.
we had cars. Cars existed. We had a lot of other base simple things. It's just you look at that time from then to now. What's the bonus thing we've got? We've gotten technology. That's the only thing we've gotten to ourselves, and the technology isn't that fascinating.
Well,
Like, we're not
there's
doing
way more
amazing.
than that, but yeah.
I mean, there's other things, but when you break down to like what base things there are, they already had photography back
People
then.
are treated better now.
Like,
People are fucking.
but yeah, go back 100 years, we had photography. Photography existed. Videography kind of existed because of how things were.
Yeah,
Things
basic
existed.
photography is pretty fucking good though.
That's what I'm saying. Like there was things there 100 years ago. We've just advanced a little bit more to now do a little bit more with it, but it's not like a
There are
massive
also
advancement.
slaves back then too, so you don't really.
I mean, there technically still are slaves now too. A lot of people work for
Yeah,
slave labor.
but not called slaves though.
No. So it's just it's one of those things. It's just
But
fucking wild. The
say
similarities.
100 years is a big difference. If we were back and wouldn't fucking survive then.
No, a lot of us most probably wouldn't.
No, like it.
Oh,
That was fucking shit back then. Like people didn't live past what 50, 40.
yeah,
Like
I know it's crazy.
you had fucking diseases that you couldn't cure. You had fucking
Like there's those
everything.
advancements,
Like
of course. Like that's a different story, but yeah, it's just how they make it
yeah, but
work.
100 years is
That was like That was like
A
one of the jokes.
long time.
That was like one of the jokes where it's like, someone made it was like so it's like 200 goes before the Phantom Menace. We had diabetes because like there was the Jedi that was like a big dude, and like you know, it's just kind of funny though. It's like they kind of have a point though. It's like so we had like you know very unhealthy like Jedi's and stuff, and apparently it was meant to be all stricter
I
order
mean,
back then.
they could have existed back then, but
But like it was meant to be such a stricter order, and the way by law goes, you had a regime fitness training and like all this stuff to be a Jedi, and then apparently then that changed. But then that's what they keep saying. That's what it was like to be super strict and trained and finessed or what you know.
mm,
And then there's like just you know Jumbo Jones over here, fucking Jedi, like
mm.
not trying to like fat shame anyone, but
Well,
like bruh,
it
that's
depends
diabetes. Like that doesn't make
how long he's been
sense.
a Jedi for. It depends on his age and shit. But
Yeah, because we start young, remember? Like Jedi's are taken as like
if
raised
he was
trained from
old, like
children.
then,
He was like a teenager, and it's like just
oh
didn't
yeah,
build right. It just did. It just a lot of stuff they did was just trying to be inclusive, and not in the right way. Like it just
that's right. I'm never touching any more Star Wars products
like they're
because it's
just not.
just
They're literally gimmicking, trying to be like inclusive all the wrong way. Being like we gotta make sure
the
we tick
last
the
movie was Rogue One.
you know, like they're trying to get the demographics. It's like, you know, and it's like I said, like the other week, or was it last week or the week before when I was talking about bloody like gaming companies trying to get tick that, you know, the LGBT box, being like they have to try and tick that every time. It's like not even just
Mm.
LGBT, but like having like the racial gap and everything like that. So it's like we've got you know black character tick, we've got the gay character tick, we've got the lesbian sex tick, we've got the obese character tick, we've got the elderly character tick,
You can
we've got
tell
the
when
you
it's
know
not story related. Look, they're just thrown
like
in there. Like
yeah like there's no like if it's done right, like if you're having that black character in the right sense, then that makes sense. Or if it's like a female character, but like let's go out of our way to let's have lesbian sex to create like this wizard, you know, new force child, like that just seems very like peculiarly out of the box. Like that's out of the box. Like
yeah,
let's
that's just fucked up.
like there's been no, and then
Like
there's no reference of that kind of thing happening. You think if that kind of weird source, there'd be like some kind of Sith Lord knowledge or something,
you'd think there would
you
be
know,
a thing in recent movies that's referencing any of that,
like even if it was
but there
broken
isn't.
down, like Chinese whispers of it, like down the track, like the fact that you
Like
know someone
there's
would
nothing.
recollect if they were able to force create a child, but no one has any recollection of force creating a child. Like that's a big like a big thing happening, of force creating a child. Someone's going to take
You
note of that,
can't.
like you know, even if it's lost, you know. It's just
Yeah,
things that just get me, like, and that's why I just get annoyed that like things. I just try and tick that box all the time and force it
and
down
you
people's
think
throat. And at the same time, it's
that'd
kind
be
of
the
funny.
strongest pure.
And the same time, Acolyte does drop during fucking. It
If you're
dropped
born
during.
from force, you'll be unstoppable.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like you would
Uh,
be like brutally insane if you're pure
makes no
force.
fucking sense.
Like,
Makes no sense.
but but
Uh,
staying on that track because I sent you that clip. Did you end up watching that clip that I sent you?
my clip.
The David Tennant one. Did you end up Did you end up watching that? Because you did react. I did say watch this. I can't remember if you
Did I?
watched it. I sent it to you. I said, "Oh, we'll talk about this. You might want." I said, "You might want to watch this just for reference, but you might not have."
You didn't. You didn't send it.
Oh, I did not go through on my because it came through on my end that I sent it. I sent you a link to a YouTube video.
When? Today?
Yeah, 220.
Well, I didn't get no link.
So if
I
you
didn't
haven't
get
seen it, I'll
nothing.
be mentioning this on the potty, and then along with the Doctor Disrespect
I
topic.
didn't get anything.
Yeah, I sent you a link there. There's like a David Tennant there. There's like that there,
All I
David
got is
Tennant.
that.
Oh, oh wow. So it didn't even send through. Wow.
Nope.
So it happened. So oh well, I'll talk about it anyway. Um, keeping in line with the LGBT stuff. Weird segue keeps in line. I don't know. But this happened apparently last week, but the videos only surfaced a couple of days ago. So they had the LGBT awards, which is you know fine. And David Tennant does kind of make a fact at that because the award he got was like he got an award for being an ally for like the LGBT community, which like he said in the rewards, like receiving the
Being
award, he goes, I mean, it's nice to receive
mm,
this award and I appreciate it, even though we shouldn't really. I'm butchering what he said a bit, but it's like, um, even though I shouldn't really be receiving this award for, basically being what anyone should be doing and being a decent human being, like you shouldn't have to
mm,
reward people for being an ally to an LGBT community, like people should just be a
right.
decent human being and allow people to be who they want to be, which is like, fuck yeah, I'm for that. It just pisses me off when people milk things. And then he goes on and he was like calling out this apparently this is like a reporter in London, and she's like real toxic because she's like trying to be all like, send the gays to camps, we can cure them with, she's one of those kind of nutcases like, tablets will fix this, psychology will fix this. It's like, no, this is people's like, there are some people that have got mental problems, mind you, like there are people that I'm not gonna,
Yeah,
that's with
majority
any
is
side,
they need help,
but
not
like,
fucking pills, and
no, they just
they
need
need
help, just bit
therapy.
support. They need, because sometimes like people want to, you can't change people being gay or lesbian or trans. Like that's just who they are. But the thing they need is the support for them to go through that, so they have the help and not be scared and not be threatened by them going through that process, that
Mm,
stage. That's what anyone needs for anything. It's just the support, the love, the care, the support. Because they may not get it from their family because their family may have disowned them, but then their friends are there,
or
but they need more
friends,
than just,
or
or their friends might have turned on them. And like, and this is like, and it's so funny because people are calling David Tennant out because he's such an ally, and he told this reporter just to shut up, like on in his acceptance speech, he's like, called him an idiot basically in a real polite way, and just said they just need to shut up, stop forcing, basically saying stop forcing your way onto people and let just people be people. And like he said, as long as they're not harming anyone, as long as anyone in the LGBT isn't harming, like, and that's like anything.
yeah,
Like I've always said the same thing too. Like if as long as you're not harming anyone, I'm all for you being you. Like I'm always
yeah,
for that. It's like stop
right.
trying to push the agenda on other people though. Like, and that's like with anyone though. Like
What's
that's like,
someone else got to do with me? Like,
yeah, and that's like that. That's like people with religion. Like, don't push your religion. Like, I'm fine you being whatever religion you are. Just don't push it on me or anyone else. I hate people trying to force things on
yeah,
people. And like that's the same thing. Like, I'm all for LGBT stuff. But when you start getting like pushing it on people that are necessarily pushing it, then it's like the same
right.
thing. And that's any side. That's like this fucking nutcase of reporter. Pushing her agenda. And there's so many people like her that have just been like, all the videos that are coming up now on my feed are like anti David Tennant, being like, oh, he's in trouble now, he's in all this, and it's just like,
Because they're
well,
fucking everywhere.
yeah, and it's just like it's popping up, and it's just like, well, clearly you're now it's showing me which networks are anti LGBT, which is kind of funny. So it's like, sweet, this has made it easier to like not listen, to avoid, and like people are getting on the topic, and you're literally using it for clout commentary, because I watched a couple of videos and they literally talk about nothing when they're talking about it. They're just using it to clout chase. It's just like, fuck me, at least
Fucking hell.
share some vibed opinion. And then there's been some questionable people being all like against David Tennant and against LGBT, but then they seem like the most gayest fucking person out. And it's just like, are you not aware of yourself or something? Like, the whole internet's just been hypocritical on itself, and I'm just like, people are just literally getting dumb, getting mad at David Tennant. He's just the most humble human being, and like he's always supported all this stuff because I think he's got family that's you know LGBT. But still, it's like this. It's like, and I've like this person, like all he said was this, this reporter just to shut up and leave people alone, and he's like enemy number one to like all these. I don't know what the whole left right wing is. I don't know who's who, but one of the wings apparently it's all that one whatever wing side is having a go at him, and it's just fucking hilarious that they're all like just trying to like, and they're trying to make news out of it too. So like,
No,
there's actual proper news
because
articles.
we're not American.
Yeah, like, well,
It's
it's
an
not even that. It's like
American
it's
thing.
American. It's London. Like, not London. It's European, like British news. Like, because he is David Tennant is British, like he's Welsh, but
Yeah,
you
but the
know,
UK is not in Europe.
but like the UK, like all these different kind of things, they're all like trying to pick on it, and like, and just these
I
networks are
learned that the
just,
fucking hard way.
and then, but it's just like being so, and then the funny thing was that even like how the reporter had on the news, they themselves clearly didn't know what the words they were using because they called David Tennant bigoted. And it's like, do you not realize what you're doing right now? What you're doing is bigotry. What he's doing is not. Like, like, why are you calling him out for
That's a lot
being?
of people on who like rave and rant about things. They use words, and then you call them out for it, and they start crying, or they just leave.
Yeah, like it's like, and that's why I laughed too. I was like, these,
Because
and
I
then
saw an interview. and she's like about misogyny and that, and he's like, what do you think that means? And she just sat there and started crying. I'm like, and then he's like, I just want to leave now. I'm like,
Yeah, like they don't know, they just cry. I know.
use the words.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why that's that podcast. I think it's that podcast show where the dude has like all these chicks come on,
yeah,
and he just tries. And some people get it. Some girls are like a bit awkward, but they're honest and upfront.
yeah.
And some are just literally clout chasing, and they don't know anything they're spitting about. They don't know nothing, and it's just amazing,
I
like how
fucking
these people
love that
survive.
channel because
And that's,
it calls out bullshit.
yeah,
Like,
I mean, even he even has questioned it, and even some of the guests, like the other females, have questioned like, how do these people function? Like, how do they think? How do they get around in life? Like, being like they think they're top shit number one. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like the naivety and just using words they don't know, and it's just like, but no, it just cracked me up and the worst problem is that, like I said with the Tennant thing, is that these are actual proper news article networks, like actual, imagine like, you know, Channel 7 here for us, or Channel 9 or Channel 10 calling out like David Hennon and calling him like, you know, all these things. Like that's something that like TV
they
networks don't really do.
no,
Like
that's the thing.
they
Like,
do it in a reasonable way, but like in the way they're doing it,
because I mean, here
it's,
we don't care.
yeah, like we're not harsh about them. We don't, you know, we bring up things as topics, but it's done differently in a sense. But like these, like in America, and they're
We
so
don't care.
fucking
Like,
harsh and
let people be
brush,
people. Like, fuck.
and like just jump down people's throat without even thinking. And that's why I wanted, like, that's why I did the Tenant first, and I want to mention the Doctor disrespect thing too, because people are just so quick to jump down people's throats and just like tarnish things and just like fucking create problems that aren't necessarily need to be problems. They're not even anyone else's problems. They're other people's problems as well. Like that, it's, you know, the person that's happening, it's their problem, not our problem or not someone else. You know, but people make it a big deal. So
Just
that's
feel
why I
like
wanted to
a
mention
bit
that too. Like
miserable.
I'm not on like any side per se. Maybe leaning more towards disrespect side of things because I get where he's coming from, and he
You know
honestly, you know,
what?
admitted to it. But at the same time,
You
hey,
keep
like freezing. Is it because you're freezing for me? So I'm wondering if I'm freezing for you. I guess I am. Yeah,
you,
no, the
yeah.
network's, yeah, it's dropping weirdly.
You're like cutting out a lot. I'm like,
I know it's you're freezing for me, but it's not as bad. So I think I'm coming through worse for you. My end seems to be okay, but I can still hear you even though you freeze. It's so weird. Um, but like the more recent thing is definitely Doctor disrespecting. It's come to light now. So that's the news that's trending. It's come to light now why he was finally you know, why he was banned from Twitch. So that happened back in was it 2020? It was during COVID, like early COVID.
2020, 2021, whatever
So
it was.
he got banned, and then he kind of like was there, yep, and it been kind of like, you know, he kind of milked it, which made sense. Any kind of content milked the whole, you know, oh, I've been banned, you know, let's make a deal out of it, you know, make a thing and do stuff, you know, makes sense. But now it's finally come to light what exactly was going on and what happened. So, and that's no end on his. Someone got information, wind of it,
It's
and
fucked.
had leaked the information. So he wasn't allowed to talk about it because he'd been through whatever and lawyers and everything. So legally he wasn't allowed to talk about what the situation was.
Yeah.
But the fact that people had leaked about it and were making like leaked it, but they're not telling the actual truth or the way it was meant to be. So he
Well,
was,
no one leaked it. A Twitch employee told everyone.
yeah. So shit was yeah. So it still that's a
Basically, an
leak.
ex-Twitch employee.
So that's still technically a leak because like it was confidential like
Well,
thing
yeah.
that was dealt with, and even then like the
Yeah,
situation being if it was
but
a
it
bigger
wasn't a
situation,
random person. It was a ex-Twitch employee.
yeah.
Like, fuck.
But yeah, so that got leaked.
Also, be careful what you write on the internet because they watch everything you type.
Yeah, because I think it might have been from Twitch DMs. I think it was. That's why it came down to that
No,
point.
yeah, it was the whisper.
Yeah, the whisper. So
That's why you better not put nothing in there because they can read everything. Like,
well, I've already been through that before when with friends, like, and I was like making jokes and I was being a smartass and spelt things a certain way and being a little flamboyant, and I got banned for using com chats because I used the word
as soon
gay.
as Twitch knows you broke the law,
And that was
fucking
rough
yeah,
for my
like,
account, and I had to recover it and get it back to normal, and it was fine in the end. Once I
ban
went through
you.
a few disputes and stuff, but the issue being was, yeah, he had a few whispers. I think that what the person was 16, 17, so underage but over the legal age of consent. But he did put his
Still a
tweet out.
minor though.
Yeah, but he put his comment out of what's going on. So I mean, it kind of makes sense, like, why, on the sense, because it's a whisper, that makes sense why that. But the way that people are making it such a big deal, like, if it was such an issue, because, like, legal reasons and because he had to, like, sort of, if it was such an issue that was actually an issue, the person that would have had the issue to begin with would have brought forwards. There would have been, him going to court. Things would have happened. Like, if it was actually a real proper issue,
Well, he did really.
like he went like through, like, what I'm saying though. If it was actually a thing that was actual, because he had to go through shit, like he wouldn't have been still streaming and on the, you know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't have been doing things and the way people are making it out to be. Like,
Well, I think he could shit right. It's illegal.
yeah, hey,
He's going through stuff right now. I think.
no, or he's come. No, he's not going through now. It's like he's already dealt with all the stuff that had happened. He's taking a break now because everyone's getting hit on the internet, and he's just kind of like done with it. And I think his legal team, it's more of his legal team, said just take a break, step back from everything, and just let things kind of cool over. Don't keep yourself in the eye. Like, I mean, he's
But
going to be in the eye
still,
either way.
well, he already admitted that he was missing a minor. So
Yeah, and that's
that's still
exactly it. Like,
fucked.
it was, yeah. So I'm, like I said, it's not condoning it, but like but it's kind of like what I wanted to get to. It's kind of hard now. It's like you can't, when you're an adult and over an age of anything. It feels like you can't talk to anyone about anything. Like, not even like trying to be like, because he's like, for him, he got, a bit carried away. Which, yeah, you shouldn't really be going to that borderline of that.
Well, you can
In
just make
line,
sure
but
they're
over,
of
yeah.
18, 20.
But it feels like, yeah, over the age of 18, which, actual, that's like legal sexual consent, 18. But my point, it feels like it's getting to that point in general where it's like, it's almost like people can't talk to anyone without being like, it being a possible legal risk, if that makes sense. Like, no one can talk to anyone, no one can DM anyone at any point. Like, now it's come to that, feels like it's getting to that point almost where it's just like, oh, it's going to be a big deal out of it. Like, because apparently now people are coming
Especially on
forwards.
Twitch. Like, why
Yeah,
would you?
like, because like people are coming now,
They
people
see
are making.
everything.
Yeah, it's like people. Twitch is wild. Like, people are fucking wild on Twitch. Like, some of those comment sections are wild, and like people get freaky, and it's fucking crazy on Twitch. Because fucking funny as and downright cringy, but like, it's just amazing. But like I said, it just amazed me. Like, I just, like I said, come back to it, it's like, I feel like, yeah, it's just boggles my mind. Like I don't know. It's just, yeah. But it's like I said, it just feels like you can't. It's gonna get to the point where it feels like you can't talk to anyone because, like, that's a penalty. Like, anything you do, like, interact with anyone, you got to make sure, as an adult.
You can talk to anyone, just not in the manner that he did to that
Yeah.
person.
No, well, that's what I'm saying though. I feel like it's almost getting to that point where it's gonna get to the point where you don't have to even be in that manner, and people are gonna be like, oh, just talk to someone that's, under the age of 18, just being like, oh, hey, how you doing? And they're like, oh, you're, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's how people are getting.
Yeah, but that's it. Then you're a fucking snowflake. But yeah,
Like,
but
you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people are getting so, like, soft triggered over, like, just any kind of interaction now, almost, because it's like I'm hearing less and less
yeah, I
of
get that.
things
But still,
like,
what he did was fucking hella wrong. Like,
yeah.
god dang.
But like, there's other people, like, because there's
To
other
meet up, like,
stories, because there's other articles apparently coming out now, and this is with stuff apparently with him, with people that are actually of consent, and people are being like, oh, that's bad, he shouldn't be doing this. Like, then that's what I was like gonna get to. It's like, apparently
well, it
now
is
someone's,
bad, but he pretty much did all he should have done.
no,
Hope, hopefully.
well, like I said, there's like another person that's come forward now that apparently someone picked up on, which I don't take the story with a grain of, I don't take it with any kind of grain of salt. But now this person come
But he,
forward.
he is he is
Oh, it's cutting out more. Oh no, we're getting into the heat of it, and now the internet's being all wiki wocky. Oh, let me see if I can connect to the thing quickly. It keeps dropping out.
what?
I'm trying to. It's dropping out. I want to try and see if
We're
I can
getting to
get.
the heap. Oh.
I know we're getting to the point of like a better flow of conversation, and the
Yeah, switch to your hotspot.
internet is, yeah. I'm trying to change it over because it's being. Oh God, it's having a. It's having a meltdown.
It's having a.
It's sorry for the slight delay here, guys. They're listening, watching. They can see what we're going through, suffering. Where's that Wi-Fi network?
You lost it now, have you?
Oh,
Shit.
the side dash bar weather news thing popped up on the side. I'm like, I don't want that. I'm trying to find my bloody. Oh no, I don't want to turn. Oh my god, no, I don't want to turn hotspot on.
Yeah.
Everything's
Hotspot?
going wrong right now. I'm just trying to like connect to my bloody hotspot, not turn on a hotspot.
Phone.
Trying to find. It's just not. It's kind of dropping back in. It's come back in. Yeah, it's just not finding the. Oh, there it is. Now it finds my phone. All right, let's see if that's gonna drop for a second. Connecting.
Yeah.
Connected.
Well,
there we go.
connects.
Oh, should be a little bit better.
Yeah. What?
Kind of. The quality just dropped a little bit. All right, back on track. That should hopefully work for a sec. No, what I was trying to say, because everything kept throwing me out of whack because it kept shuddering and freezing, and I could hear it freaking out, and me trying to talk just kept. But there's been other. So what I was getting onto it was there's other people now coming forwards about DMs that they've had from Dr. Disrespect, and it's just like, why is this now an issue that's apparently coming forward, when if this was an issue before, why haven't these people come forward before and made a deal out of it? Like, why now when it's an issue? And like, these people, like, apparently other interactions people are having, these are all people of actual age of consent, like sexual age of consent. Even though weirdly in some states 16 is thing, and I'm like, I still can't wrap my head around that, which I'm like, that's a weird thing in my head.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's why it's that weird grey
some
area.
places are even younger than that. So
that's why it's that weird grey area with what he did. Like, it's a very questionable thing, and it's just like, morally it's not right,
no,
but
America
like legally it's fine, but morally it's not, and it's just like it you know, it should be. Yeah, but apparently there was someone.
Considering he's in his 40s, it's pretty fucking wrong.
When he did it, he was 35, apparently. So yeah, so that's how long ago it was. It was 5 years ago.
It would have been 37.
So
I think it's like 42. So
yeah, so apparently it was a while ago. So, well, even then it might have been delayed thing. That it wasn't, took a year or so before they decided to ban him. You know what I mean? Like, who fucking knows? If they've got it from a whisper DM.
30 years, 20 odd years, too fucking old, bro.
Don't even get me started on that though. The amount of like I can say that about a fucking an old manager that I worked with, who was fucking in his 30s, who was dating a high school student. She was 17. It's fucking crazy. I didn't wrap my, try and wrap your head around that. It's like, you're a manager. She's a low staff. She's in fucking high school. You're a fucking 30-year-old manager. Like, bro, like, that's not fucking,
Man, as long as it worked out in the end, then who cares? Nothing bad happened.
No, that's not.
I mean, technically, it's
the same kind of thing with this, though.
Then.
But, like, I mean, it's the same kind of thing with this, because apparently, like, again, they instigated it on him and he kind of followed along with it. So it's like, again, it's like, you should know better. Like, it's...
That's why you don't answer any of those kind of DMs. Like,
I know.
Nope. Like, bro.
I know, that's the hard part too, especially even if you're being in character or trying to be a smart ass. Like, that's the hard part as well. It's like, you got to think.
I mean, you can be a smart ass, so tell them to fuck off. Like,
yeah. But anyway, like, it was funny.
Well, you just play queer like I do.
One of the other people that came forward. So one of the other ones that came forward, which was kind of funny now, because there are people trying to bring that into the thing, and I think it's all made up anyway. But someone was like, the other person that got DMs was a transgender woman had DMs from Dr. Disrespect, and like had hot and saucy messages, and it's like, what the fuck is this coming from? I was like, what are people doing? Like, if this was like I said, if this was an issue before, why was it not an issue before? Like, why do people always bring these things up now?
Message.
Yeah, I was like, this is clearly fake. Like, I was like, this is definitely fake.
It sounds like my fucking pastor, like hot and saucy.
I know. I was like, bro, and he's like, I've got the evidence. They posted on the Twitter, and I'm like, people like on Twitter, I feel like have no time for anything else on Twitter, like except for Twitter, because they're just making up so much bullshit. I feel like Twitter's the worst place for anything to exist, because people just shit. Like we see it with the Xbots. They spend more time on Twitter than gaming, and I feel like half these people that come up with these stories on Twitter spend more time on Twitter than actually dealing with these actual situations. That like,
I just hope he gets shit sorted soon so it gets back to normal. So
like
probably never will happen though. But
because like he's been demonetized on YouTube, but he's still
yeah,
YouTube partner.
YouTube got onto him too. Like
But I'm like, that's crazy. It's like that's a bit. I mean, it's a bit
his
shitty.
game studio dropped him.
No, he left. They didn't drop him. He left.
No, but they said that they got rid of him on their social. I'm like,
Yeah,
fair call.
but no, he said that they sat down with him and he said he said to him he'll step down because he created that basically. It was
Yeah.
his studio. So he said he created that and everything. He said, "Oh, we had our interview and we had our words, and I said to him I decided to step down and step away from this because just because he didn't want because what he wanted was what was happening to him. He wanted to happen to him. He didn't want what was going on with him affect them. So he's like, I'm gonna step down
Because they're innocent.
yeah, it's like don't bring your problems that you have with me, taking it to them. Like leave them out of it because he posted his whole uh letter thing on Twitter anyway. He put his whole blurb up, his apology letter I guess or whatever. Not really. He didn't even say he's apologizing. He just his explanation letter and stuff like that. So
No, he just said he did it, and then
yeah, he
that's
said
it.
like I said it leaned towards explicit, like not explicit, but like lewd behavior kind of thing. It leant towards, you know,
which is disgusting.
cheeky sexual behavior. I mean, it's just it's the hard point because yeah, it's a weird point because when you think about okay, you do that with people when they're over the age of 18, so you'd be like the what level of it because there's no actual actual messages what the actual words were said, but like even he said like it was suggestive, like leaning towards, and a lot of it was
Which is
instigated by
disgusting.
them, and he shouldn't have like he said he shouldn't have entertained it, he shouldn't have amused it, you know what I mean? He should have just said no, left it there it was, but
But I mean,
he
that's still bad.
entertained he couldn't help himself and he entertained the instigation. It's like you should know that like this could be a nefarious thing that could bite you in the ass, they're under 18, they're trying to be, how do you not know that it's not trying to bait you in, being all like trying to be all risque and cheeky, whatever, you make sure they're of age. Then if there's any problem that ends up happening,
For all he knew, that could have been Chris Hansen.
like, but I said there's a lot worse. There's definitely a lot worse from what we've seen. But what he said anyway was a bit naughty. Like slap on the wrist, Mr. Doctor, disrespect. You should know better. You're you're a grown adult. You should know not to do these kind of things, kind of. But it wasn't like he said. He wasn't like sending explicit.
It was right for you to
or...
get deplatformed.
Yeah, it's
a weird. That.
It's just a weird area because like I mean the only biggest issue is because he said naughty things to someone that was underage. Like it's still messed up.
He wanted to meet up at some con. I'm like, bro, that's fucking sketchy.
Yeah, but like, how do we know the demographic term of like like if like someone like we got
There's
it's
no
like we
right or wrong about that. It's all just wrong.
no, but like it's what's the context of it though? It's like you say to a friend, it's like, bro, you go into this con, let's meet up, and you're like, yeah, sure. Like, do you take that as being oh, that's naughty, you should have done that? You know what I mean? Like,
That's two mates doing it, but that's a random fucking stranger that you're gonna meet up with.
well, that's the same thing there. That was like Markiplier with Jacksepticeye, I think it was that like when that happened because he was a fan of Markiplier. The same thing happened there. Like they're of course of age of adults, but he was a random follower that watched Markiplier, and he's like, "Oh, hey, bro, can we catch up?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." It's the same
But
kind
that's
of.
way different.
But it's not. It's the same situation. Like he wasn't, from what I heard, it wasn't like trying to catch up to be like, "Oh, let's catch up and let's fuck" kind of thing.
What, he
like,
was sending risque fucking messages and
like the only mess, like the only thing that I've heard from what I got from
a dirty cunt.
no, well that's what I've heard from. Like I said, that's what I'm saying. It's like from what I heard was from the messages that was sent of meeting up was just like, yeah, I'll be at the con. You want to catch up, kind of thing. Not like, oh, I want to catch up with you and let's talk dirty. Like it was just like, yeah, I'll be at the con. We can catch up. Like that's all I heard was just a simple yeah.
Well, that's still just wrong though. Like you shouldn't be saying that to fucking.
But you wouldn't like that's what I mean though. Like if you had fans and like anyone that was a fan, like, oh, can we catch up? And like, yeah, I'm gonna be at this con. Meet me, catch up, get a selfie.
Yeah,
or
but
get a
you
photo
don't
or whatever.
DM someone that.
Like, I mean, but you gotta think these people are. Then he's not going out of his way though. Like these are people. You gotta think too. Like these are people messaging him a lot, and he's just
He's
like
gonna,
trying to.
he's going out his way to message him back.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you would just ignore everyone. Like, that's why it's a weird thing. That's like
Pretty much, or depends, but that thing, yeah.
like that's what I mean. Like, it's like, where do you amuse it? Because like it's like me, where for me in instant, like there was like when I was streaming, because this is like where it gets in that weird area. Like, because I found like, oh, and I kind of like stopped contacting, because like it kind of got to that point where I felt weird in that sense, like that. But it was like I was streaming when I was doing Planet Coaster, and I had like someone on my stream was like all into the Planet Coaster stuff, and like yeah talking, and it's like, oh, I can make your maps, or I can make your little tracks and stuff, and I was like yeah it's cool sweet, and then it was the same kind of thing. I found out that they were like 15 or whatever it was, and I was like, even though it's just talking about making coasters and they were going to send me coasters, I was
That's
like,
what he should have did. Just
yeah, and I was like,
but he didn't.
and I kind of just like, that's it. I like left the deal, because I like, that's kind of feels weird. Like, it's not weird, but like, I was thinking in that kind of concept sense, like sense of like, would this be a weird thing because I'm an adult and
And
I'm,
not
even though it's
making
just,
maps in that.
no, but like that's what I'm saying though. Like that's what I feel like people will be like, if Tom taking this out of concept, be like, oh, he was talking to someone that was underage, they were minor. Oh, he's a creep, he's a pedophile. Like, like you know, what's stopping people from trying to twist that? You know what I mean? Like that's when I see situations like I need to know the full situation. I want to know the full situation. I want to know like, and things get twisted so easily. Like just because
We just know that he admits to it and that he did wrong. That's all we know.
and that's what I mean. Like what
And it's been dealt with.
Because because like he said he had to speak up about it because a lot of what was being said about him from other sources
But
was
still,
being
it's
twisted.
fucking disgusting because it shouldn't have happened in the first place.
That's what I mean. Like the context, like if it was just like I said, if it was someone that was like because he you know being popular and some message going, hey, you know, yeah, I'll be at the con, meet up, you know, like if it's a simple like you know meet up, you know, I'll be there, you know, just get a selfie photo. Hey, that's normal DMing. That's normal kind of
Yeah, that's what you do when you're at
that's
the
normal.
con. You don't ask.
But
you don't
like
whisper before, like that's fucking weird.
But there's been others like other I can't remember who it was, but there'd been other YouTubers that had been like that specifically, like, oh, I'm going to be at this con, and they were like literally like, I'm going to be at this con, Lex hook up kind of thing, and it was just like, bro, that's a bit, you know, that's
yeah, but
a bit
two
much.
creators is different than a creator and a fucking
No. This was like that. It was like that situation. Like no, not two creators. Like this was like literally like a fan. There was another story. Like I can't remember who it was, but there was like that. It was actually was specifically though out of that way of like let's meet up because like we're gonna you know catch up, and I wanna you know they were a creepy person. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a weird area. Like at least that was like actual information that was given out that this person was creepy. But that's why it's a very weird area that I'm like sitting in with it because just like that's what I was saying. Like it's just weird. Like you should be able to talk normal with people, not like. Yeah, of course.
Well, you can.
Spiciness, that shouldn't be a thing. Like
just
that's
normal talk.
But
it's easy.
I feel like people just have this.
There are
weird...
words you're not meant to say to other people.
And that's what I mean. I feel like it's just
like hi and that you can. Like fuck.
Oh, people get triggered by saying hi to someone. My God. Oh, don't say hi to me. I'm a woman. Don't say hi to me. Or like I'm just scared as just living in this general. What the fuck? That stroke weird. I'm just weird. Like it's just weird in this world. Where it's getting to that point where it feels like if you're an adult and you have to make sure someone's over the age of 18 before you even talk to them about like anything. You know what I mean? Like that's what I was like gonna say. It just feels weird. Like it's getting to that point you can't be like you know someone because like there was like that one dude like there was a dude that was like that because she was underage. It was a YouTube video. This dude was like interviewing people and asking them about like. You know, just typical YouTube interviewing stuff, and like he was kind of trying to preach the word of Jesus and stuff like that. And he was like, you know, trying to spread, I think
like, I've heard of that one actually.
Yeah, where he was like, everyone loves you, like I love you, I respect you. And she was like, I'm 15. Yeah. That's creepy, but I'm like, he's loving you as the presence of God. Like I love you as
or something.
Yeah, and she was trying to like throw it back at him. Like that's like what I'm getting at. It's like how gets that line where you just be like, oh, that you see someone a person, you're like, oh, that's a nice pink, that's a nice pink top. That's pretty cool, like you're complimenting it. Like, oh, you're trying to flirt with me. I'm underage. You're like, I'm just complimenting the outfit you're wearing. Like people feel like they're being hit on or being subjectified in a sense when but not. Like people are getting.
That's easy to clear up though because you just go, what the fuck?
Yeah,
that's not what I meant.
In real person you can. In text you can't really. It's weird, but it's just I don't know. It's just like I said, I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just going on in the sense of coming away from that. But like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to come away from that now. That's that subject done with him. He's got his problems to deal with, so that's he can deal with that. But like in the tense, it's just I feel like people are just getting wanting to be so triggered of interactions now. Like, but it's
It's
getting to the
because
point where
they're
people
just miserable and bored.
yeah, like we try to be social. We're social creatures,
they just want
but
drama. Like,
we're
fuck
getting to
that.
that point where people are so
Who the
antisocial
fuck
these
wants
days.
drama?
I know, but like people are getting so antisocial these days. It's fucking wild. Like you can't have any kind of people like want to go like I want to find connection. You know, want to connect with someone or this and that, and it's like and you try to, and people are just fucking wilding out or fucking got to make some kind of twisted story about it because at the end of the day, people just want to get their 15 seconds of fame, what it seems to be at the moment.
I,
So
I,
any
I kind
interaction
of
you
wish you could
have.
sanity check people.
Like yeah, like if you could just roll for insanity or something like that, just like what's this person's check? There should be like a
like
test. Like if there's like a kind of like the goat test from Fallout. If there's like a test you could do in like a certain phrase of like conversation.
we should just go
Like
to the police station and just say, "Can you get a check on this person, see if they're fucking stable or not?"
like
Like,
yeah, like it's just that's what I want. This is where we're coming to now. Is where I wanted to get. It's just people are just fucking cooked, and it's like I don't know.
that
It's
wouldn't be
just
a
the
bad thing,
stupidity
really.
or like just for my own safe and sanity, like I would like to just roll check and just be like, just be like, is this person going to be able to have a proper conversation with, and they're not going to get like triggered by it and be all
Right?
weirded out by it and be like, oh, don't talk to me because
But
I
it's
have a.
also mostly how you phrase something, though.
Oh,
They can take it either one or two ways, so
it's like it's just like
depends
people
what
are
way they
fucking
take it.
wild. It's just like I feel like people are like getting that triggered. Like hopefully we can get out of that triggeredness. But I feel like people just like someone's gonna be
I reckon it's gonna happen.
look at someone the wrong way or be like, and then someone's gonna get like just the internet, just how stupid everyone is on the internet. Like I feel like I'm gonna come across a video where someone's gonna be like, "Oh, this store clerk looked at me weird, and my daughter's underage. He's a predator." It's just like he was just looking over and just been like, "Next, please," Like I'm waiting for one of those
But
stories to
also
like. I mean, there most probably is that story
the
out there.
gym lady's already
Oh yeah, like
made a
that,
thing of it
like
where
that. Yeah,
it's all fake.
yeah.
It's all just
I know.
bullshit. So
Go out of the way to do stuff, and they're not even like they specifically film themselves to be annoying, obnoxious, just so they can get the attention, and then they make a scene. It's
did you
just
see the
like,
one where the gym owner come over there because
yeah,
she was filming someone behind her,
yeah, just tell them
and
to
he
fuck
like
off.
smacks the phone down and he's like, "Get the fuck out of my gym!" Like,
Yeah, like stop causing problems. And that's what I mean. I feel like a lot of this is at the end of the day is people trying to get their 15 seconds of fame, and it's just like,
it's just
and I'm just
stupid.
like, I'm like on edge. Like I feel like I'm almost on edge
You know how you
because I
get
don't
your
want to
15
interact.
seconds of fame?
Just
Look at
be,
the Hawk Tour lady. She didn't
yeah.
even. She just said something.
She was talking about sucking that dick and she spit on that thing. like, like
Yeah.
literally one of
Like
those
that was just a casual, quick interview thing that someone did, and she
literally
got
like that.
fucking
Like
big over it.
but like so that's the thing that gets me too is like there's people like that they have these interviews.
Like
Like they literally like I
she had
watch a
to
lot of
delete
those.
her socials.
Yeah, it got wild.
Had to delete them. I
But
was like,
I've
fuck.
seen like those kind of channels because like they go around interviewing people and they like ask what's your age before asking a
Yeah.
question. They're like what they
Hmm.
cuddle that out, but they get their make sure their consent of age
Yeah,
first
but
before asking them
it's not
questions.
pre-planned. It's not nothing. It's
But
just whatever this random person says.
because they
Like,
usually ask them something, because I've caught a few times where they'll ask something and they get their age either before or after when asking them questions. Because that shit gets wild and
yeah.
they can legally, like, doing something, like going up to someone like that. That's the other crazy thing is, like, you could be interviewing someone,
Well,
go
you
up to
ask
someone
them first, so then you
yeah.
can ask them the question. Like,
Because, like, that's a weird grey area as well. Because, like, you could be an interviewer, they could be an interviewee, they can be underage, they mention something that's underage, and the interviewer can
that's what your
be
due diligence to ask
yeah,
their
you
age.
you can be held responsible. It's like they didn't even do. They're the ones that are
Hmm.
mentioning an act that they've done themselves, like whatever, and they're just mentioning it. But there's a certain guarantee of, like I
Hmm.
said, due diligence because everything in a
Yeah,
consensual,
well,
like,
she's fucking definitely over
oh yeah.
so and so.
But it's just weird because once it comes to a media front, you have to be a full age of consent of 18 upwards because of the rating demographic. So any media context you talk about, it has to be within a fined area or even if you're
Yeah.
underage, it has to be mutually agreed upon. The conversation is going to be in that direction, like a proper because like the topics
Yeah.
you hear people talk about, like I was like for me like I had no interest in stuff at a young age, and it wasn't until like I was a lot older. Well, I mean, we're all young and we all kind of that kind of thing, but
Right.
but like the whole that was like a typical teenage, kind of thing, and I was late to actually wanting to focus it at trying a relationship, or not even relationship, just meet people was a late bloom and gloom. I don't know. Yeah, that was a first weird, that one. But yeah, like it's just one of those things. Like everyone, you hear all these stories of people when they're younger, the shit they've done. It's just like it's wild what people have done at a younger age compared to what people do at an older consenting age. Like it's fucking wild the stories you would
It's
hear about when you're
because you're not allowed to do it then, so you
yeah,
do it.
and it's just fucking
But when you're allowed to do
crazy.
it, you don't because you're like,
It's fucking
eh,
crazy. Like
you can do it whenever. Like,
and this is when it comes down to everything
like
because
I
like
did wild shit in my younger years. I don't do it now, but
that's what I mean. So like at the end of the day, like we try and this is the crazy part. Like we try and
I'm not
protect.
saying what I did because I get in trouble. But
Yeah, but like, and it's like with
you know,
everything anywhere we look now, it's like we're trying to be like, oh, well, let's protect the children. Like, I mean, yeah, you got to protect the children, like 100%. Like,
that's just
but in general of anywhere, like
rule one. Like,
like with a lot of these, like with gaming, they like try and be like for like gaming, like oh, protect the children from the profanity and the obscene, and yet it's the children that are the profanity and the obscene. And then you're
mm.
like, and then you look at, then you go into like that. It's like, oh, protect the children from like, the predators, and it's like, yeah, like majority. Well, I mean, there are a lot of predators out there. You definitely got to
You
watch
say
your
the
mind.
majority of
I don't know. My brain's having a
the
brain
majority
fart.
of predators, bruh.
Right,
Fuck.
majority of predators are predators. Well, no shit. But like, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Fuck's
people
sake.
find weird ways to fucking yeah. I don't know. It's just fucking the internet's fucking wild. I think internet's one of the worst
I hate the
things
internet.
we've had because it's
Like, I
created
like
such
it
a
and I hate it.
it's created such a wild. My brain's having a brain fart. I'm having a minor stroke just trying to
I'm not
wrap my
getting a
head around
nitro thing on the top of my screen.
getting the nitro thing.
Hey,
But
take
yeah,
a
it's
sneak
just
peek
it's
of the
just fucking
surprises
wild.
that comes
Like
with nitro.
it's always every now and then something happens with someone pops up and oh no, it just people are getting
Yeah, it's
wild.
because they
Like
finally got exposed or something finally came to light.
I'm just more concerned that people are going to get more. I'm
It
hoping we
shouldn't
can
happen in the
break out
first
of the
place.
sensitivity though, of that people aren't going to be so offended by, you know, being called
You just got
out
to
like just
breathe
for
near
anything.
someone.
That's what I mean. Like you breathed at me wrong. Oh, don't breathe in my direction, my child. My child is underage. You pervert. Like,
Yeah.
like I just
Don't even put that out there. That's fucked up.
like oh like that's
Then
what I'm
walk through
saying.
the fucking
I wouldn't
mall.
be surprised as people in America already acting like that. I would not be
I wouldn't just
surprised
say
that it's already
America.
happening.
I'll say probably here too.
Oh, it's just like fuck me.
The whole fucking world, to
I
be
feel
fair.
like as a parent, I feel so uncomfortable sometimes that someone's gonna be like, "Oh, you're," it's like, no, but this is my son. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel so awkward when I go out with my own kid, like take my kid out, and then I'm gonna feel like, oh, you're like, I know, it's just people are just so triggered. Like, I don't because I don't feel like a dad. I don't feel like I act like a dad. So I feel like, and
No,
like
but he looks like you though.
yeah, I
So I
know,
mean,
but like, I just feel like someone's gonna try and come up to me and like, leave that kid alone. It's like this is my son because like I'm not good with certain situations
yeah, I'm
anyway.
not.
I'm like, and they're like, what's going on, Dad? Like, oh, you're just trying to like, like I know he'll be like, yeah, that's my dad, but like, I just feel like people are just so ready to like, I'm just on edge because I'm just scared, like.
You know, Jack's old enough now to just
Yeah,
say
like
like
that's my
"fuck
dad.
off,"
Even Max is like, Dad. But like, just
right?
because because that's the way the internet's going with people. It's making me scared of people. Like, it's already adding more
But the funny
insecurities to my
part is,
insecurities of
the
people.
people on Twitter and the internet aren't out and
No,
about. So
I, yeah, I know. It's just
because
media,
honestly,
social
if I went
media has put
outside,
me on edge.
everyone outside is just normal.
Like, like people be like, oh, there's must be like, no, when you have anxiety and insecurity issues as it is, and then when you like aren't conformed to the way of like doing things, like looking like how a parent should look or acting like the way a parent should act, like it just feels
It's
different, and
also
then
subjective, but yeah.
because when I'm kind of in my zone when I'm walking, I got to tell Jack to hurry up all the time. So I'll be walking and like I see most dads are either holding their kid's hand or like walk. Me, I'm always just walking. I'm like, Jack, hurry up,
Unless it's
like
not the
move,
leash.
move. Like that's what I mean. Like, and it just feels, I don't know, it just feels weird. And I just like, yeah, I just feel like someone's gonna be like, he's trying to steal this child. I'm like, that's my son. Like, I feel like I'm always unprepared. Like, I gotta be prepared for that scenario to happen. Like, I don't
But
know. I
also,
just feel,
why would he be behind you if you're trying to steal him?
I know, like, I know. That's what I mean. Like, it's just, I just feel so.
Follow me,
I
like,
just
bro.
don't trust. I just don't trust society. Like, I don't trust people. That's why I'm always cautious with them anyway. Like, I'm like being a cautious dad, but it's just like, it's just, I just don't trust people. I'm scared of people. I'm scared of society. I just don't. I don't like being out. I don't
I
like.
won't say I'm scared of people. I'm scared of what people,
Yeah, that's more like that.
um,
Yeah,
what
like
they can actually do.
yeah, because people are very manipulative. That's what I'm scared about.
Very
And the way
unpredictable.
the way that internet and social media is going, like people can manipulate anything and everything. It's fucking scary. AI is not
Oh
helping.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just a weird topic that it just seemed to come around again, and it always seems to be something like someone does something. You know, the last one was what Justin Roiland really. That was kind of like
Someone wants drama. That's all it fucking is.
oh, it's just why can't we just have positivity, something nice? It's just like I don't really
But
want
people
to.
don't like that.
Yeah, like people got to create drama and sell. I think drama sells. They got to use the drama to sell, and oh,
Just think, if someone's happy, there's nothing to yell at, nothing to
I'm like
make fun of. Like someone's enjoying something. You've seen that meme. Stop having fun.
yeah,
Like,
like that's what it is. Like it's fucking crazy. I think did I send you that fucking? I think I sent you that meme. Did I send you that one other one as well? The with Ricky
I
Berwick. Did I
don't
send
know.
you the Ricky Berwick? No, I didn't send you the Ricky Berwick.
uh,
Oh shit.
nope. um,
He posted himself and he called himself Doctor Disabled.
I think I saw that somewhere.
I was like, that's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious though. I wanted to mention that. But no,
No matter whatever
it's
comes out,
a
he's first one to jump on it.
I know. He's fucking hilarious, but oh, it's just one of those situations that we got to deal with. I guess being in social media, we got to see and we got to report on it, and yeah. I mean, we don't have to report on it, but I mean, it's something there to talk about. It's a topic. Not. Why does this box keep opening up on my screen? I'm trying to pick settings and stuff. Do you? Let's
I'm about
move
to say,
on anyway.
tell her to stop.
Let's move on anyway. What stuff have you got this week? I got nothing. I got no pickups. I've got nothing.
I just got pickups.
You got pickups? No pick downs?
I've done nothing this.
At least you're not
Well,
like
not
Doctor
nothing.
Disrespect picking up. I'm not. I gotta leave that. I gotta leave that.
Um,
uh,
no, I've just been smashing
that
Tony
game. Yeah.
Hawk.
Yeah, I saw you. I saw that pop up. It showed you were playing Tony Hawk 1 and 2. I was
That's
like, hey,
hard.
yeah,
Like, because as a kid, I played the first level warehouse over and over and over and over.
yeah. That remaster they did.
I never got past the first level. I
Yeah.
just get all these new levels, like cool as fuck, but it's hard.
Yep.
And
God, I've already used
but
this one.
speaking of pickups, though, I did get a few, 5 in particular. But the first one was House Flipper 2, which
Yep.
that case looks pretty fucking cool though. Like they got
Yes.
the picture.
The
We know
Polaroid.
they built that in 2 years after the first one or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but that game is fun. It's cool.
It's co-op. I might have to look grabbing it.
I remember they gave me Dragon Ball, but you know,
You put Dragon Ball in it.
because I was playing, I alternated the
Watching.
discs between
Yeah.
the PS5 and the next one was from Atlas. Well, they published it, but
Yeah.
the developer was somebody. I don't know who it is. I don't know. I can't remember the name. But Unicorn Overlord.
Oh, yep. That's interesting.
It's an RPG, turn-based tactical.
Yeah.
Pretty
JPRPG.
fucking interesting. Like
JRPG.
it's very weird, but
I
it's
see that
very
case.
cool.
Mm.
The next one's a horror game on an oil rig that just came out recently.
Yeah. Bloody.
Still Wakes the Deep.
Yeah. That's fucking cool.
Yes. 1975 on an oil rig.
Haunted or whatever it
You know what the cool part is though? The game is full of Scottish people.
was. Can you understand a
It's
single
a
word of them?
Scottish thing. It's off the coast of Scotland.
Hey, said her share the whole time you're playing. Her share about her. And you're like, what? What do you
The
say?
thing is, they got proper Irish voice actors to act everyone.
Hey,
So you got
share,
full
yeah.
on Scottish fucking yelling,
Yeah, Scott.
swearing, like going off their heads.
Oh god, that'd be interesting.
And this one here is a VR title.
Yep.
I've been expanding my PSVR 2, but Song in the Smoke rekindled.
Oh, yep.
That looks fun as fuck.
Yeah.
I need it VR now because I've got too
Yeah,
many
you,
games
you got
now
a
for
lot of VR
VR.
games. You're gonna definitely need to pick up a
At
VR
some
set.
point. But and there's still more coming. I'm going to order 2 more soon. There's Happy Fun Land and some other one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Happy fun, man.
And this one I've been waiting for. It was in and off eBay for fucking ages.
Hmm.
But it is Hercules
Yeah.
in a pristine fucking case. Oh,
What does it say? Action? What action game?
yeah, action game, Disney action game featuring Hercules. You know that's actually what it said.
Oh, that's fucking wild.
Disney's action game featuring Hercules. Like,
That's clearly an alternate because I remember literally just being Hercules, not like
no,
Disney.
that's the actual game.
Yeah.
Because even the book.
I'm sure there was a different version that didn't say that. That's so
No,
weird.
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it says on it.
You even Google it. It's that's actual name.
That's wild. 'Cause I remember playing as a kid on the
Even
PS1.
there, like, look, Disney's action game featuring Hercules on the
That's
friggin' spine.
wild.
But
Oh, you know that's how
that
I
is
remembered it.
cool.
I remembered like the other way where it had Hercules and it had underneath action game.
The fuck?
But yeah, having it in action game in big letters is not how I remember it.
Yeah, well, this is the Oz one. You must have seen the other one,
Maybe, yeah.
the NTSC one, maybe the
Yeah, because
American
that's
one.
what I back in the day on the old play. I don't know if I owned it or if I borrowed it, but I have no idea where my old PS1 games are because I had a stack of like decent PS1 games. I've
But
got like all kinds of shit.
even the disc has it. Action
Yeah,
game
that's
featuring
crazy.
Hercules. But also that disc is in
Good
good,
condition,
very good, like
very clean, very good, very
very
nice.
clean.
Very good, very nice.
Not that I'm gonna play because I already own on PS3 on
Yeah,
the
but it's good
store.
to have
So
it in your collection, especially if you've got the action game version.
and the actual
Action game.
book,
That's
like in very
crazy
good
though.
condition.
Action game featuring
Action.
Hercules. That's
No, it's
such
just
a
because they got Disney's up the top.
Disney's action
Disney's
game.
action game featuring.
Like, what other action game did they have? Did they have another Disney's action game featuring Aladdin or something? Or Disney's action game featuring Lion King? Like,
Remember, kids, this was back in the day without analog sticks.
yeah, the
It just had
just buttons.
the buttons.
Oh my god, that's such a good condition book as well. Such good condition. That is fucking.
$50 for the lot.
Yeah, that's not bad for a really good condition.
I like how the manual just sits on top like
Yeah.
that still. It just
No creases,
like
no
very
marks. Like, it's so
fucking
very clean.
no cracks, nothing.
That's fucking pristine, brother.
Oh yeah.
That's a good pickup, that one. That was a real good pickup.
I said I've waited so long to get
Yeah.
because there was either it's mostly the silver label, not the black label. Like,
Yeah, yeah, that's it. I know, the other
I
weird
don't want the
silver.
platinum one.
Yeah. Because they
I
a
might
lot of
pick it up
games
for continuity, but
a lot of games were platinum pretty quickly too. Like, they just were like, here's this and here's a platinum version. Like, usually it was like
well,
a,
it's ones
a
that sell
period.
well, which that
Yeah.
did sell a shit ton.
They did them pretty quickly, like make those cases.
But now it's it's platinum, but now it's the best of. It's in the red cases now.
Yeah.
You like on the PS4,
yeah.
you got the greatest hits.
Yeah, PS3 had the
Because PS1, PS2 were platinum.
Yeah.
Then you had the PS3, 4 was greatest hits, which I'm like,
Yeah.
just keep platinum.
I know. I don't know. Yeah.
Keep the silver platinum. Like, make the cases
I know. At
silver.
least they
like,
kept the name when they did stuff, like, you know, then they
that
got the
red
trophies.
sticks out like a sore thumb when you got blue cases and it's like red.
I know, especially with the PS3. because everything was like clear and then red cases. I
Didn't
haven't
Metal
seen
Gear
many.
Solid 4 have a red case?
I haven't seen many for PS4. It'd be nice to have a PS4 red case, but most of
No,
the
it's the
like
same as
the
the PS3 case, really.
most of the best ofs or things that I think I've got one on PS4 and it's in a blue case. So
Also, I kind of like the change they did, but the PS4, it's the same case in that. They just changed the package, like the actual,
yeah, it's the exact same. Yeah,
and they made it white, not blue, because blue's
yeah,
on PS4, but it's white on
yeah.
PS5.
It's the exact same label. It's just basically they just changed the number around and just changed the color. Like it's not too much.
Yeah,
They
which
kept
is
it
cool because you
simple.
can put it on the shelf and you got blue and white.
Unlike Xbox, which have changed theirs for the umpteenth time again, apparently, and it looks fucking
But it is
retarded.
cool how you can put these in your collection because you got the PS, you got the
Yeah,
headset.
that's like mine. I got
Well,
like
I
a
don't think the original VRs did. The original VR games have that on there?
what's that? The VR symbol, the name.
Yeah,
They had something
on,
on it.
on the PSVR.
It had something on it for the PSVR to state it, but not like that. It was different. I think it literally had in the title. It would be like the game title and VR or the game. You know what I mean? It would be like PS for the name.
Oh, sorry, that is PG. 12 is PG. Is PG. I found out because was 12 no game in that. Because I found out, like, how we've been getting the
You
Peggy
better not play
with
that,
all
Jim.
the things on there.
You better not too. You better not play that. You're too old.
He the PG is 12 if you want to know.
uh,
All right. And I think MA is
yeah.
16 is MA.
Oh, you better not. Yeah. I just want to make jokes now. Fuck.
Right.
Uh,
Because I'm always like, what does 12 mean? It's like, is that G, PG, M?
it's the
Like,
PG. Yeah.
because you
12 and
got
up
12 and
is
16.
PG.
One is
16
PG, one's MA. So
for
where's
us because
M?
that's why for us it's like it's MA 15 plus. But
Yeah, but it's
in
16.
they do 16 everywhere else. We do 15 plus.
Weird. Considering us and Europe and that have the same game, except
Yeah.
we have the classification, they have just
We have
the age number. Like,
M's in like that lower demographic as well as M's around like close to PG anyway. But I think what ours is what PG 13. So yeah, so we're G is up to the age
PG
of 12.
13.
So G is up to the age of audiences 12, I guess 12 and under. PG is 13 and up.
Yeah,
M's like the in between demographic. It can still be from those that are 13,
because I
but
do
then
have.
MA's 15.
No, I can't grab it.
That's why we're
'Cause
like
I've
most
got
places.
a
That's why most
I've got a
places don't
G. I've got
have
that
the
tennis game.
That's why most places don't have the M demographic because they have like PEGI 12 and then 16 plus. Like for us, it's like we have PG 13 and then MA 15 plus. It's just like why is
Yeah.
M in there for the 2 years? Like the 2 year different gap. Like it's so random. It's like
I
why
don't
don't you
know.
just make it? It's not necessarily for 13-year-olds. It's that little bit extra
No,
spicy for 13-year-olds.
America has it. They have T for teen.
Yeah, but a lot of things are like well they don't have PGC. They have G, and then teen, and then
No, they don't
junior.
have G. They have
Like a
I know
low.
they got teen. They have
I
a
have
T
kids. They have kids, teen, and then adult, and then explicit. I think we're the only one in the world that has the most classifications.
because we're more responsible.
We have like E for
Not that
educational. We
they
have
pay
like
attention to it.
G. We have like PG, and then there's like different graphics of PG. There's like a low PG and a
I
high
think this is
PG.
G. The Hercules game's G.
Yeah, it's G. I think it was.
They didn't put them on these cases very often.
No, it was different back then. Man, it's only later. Oh, we had like the little white,
PS2
little
onwards.
basic little box. It was like a little white box or a little black box, like edged line. It just
Yeah,
had
but
G.
it was sometimes stuck on the front of the case
It
somewhere.
was very
Like,
basic though. Then we had later on where we had the color classifications and it was more obvious.
funny part was they either put it here above
Yeah,
the other
yeah, that's all
sticker,
it
or they
was. It
put
was
it
there
up
or the
here or
back.
up here underneath.
It was just a simple little. Because just all it was just a little
Like,
black like outline box. It was just a square, and then it just had like G, and then it had like our little like symbol on it because like the Australian coat
yeah.
thing because it was like a very small Australian coat arm somewhere, either in the badge or next to it to state that it was a Australian classification, and then it was just a
Oh
black
no,
border
I
square and
wrote
then a letter.
you can't take those off. You just
Yeah,
can't. It's impossible.
yeah, it's a warranty thing, kind of like style sticker. You
No,
try to
it's
remove it, it
impossible.
splits.
Yeah,
You can't
like
take it off whole.
it's hard stuck to it. You can't take
Yeah.
it off.
Oh, I've filled them
You
off
can just
before.
ruin the thing.
Yeah, yeah, but you end up taking
No,
like the
but
top
there's still
layer
that
off.
residue there. You can't
Yeah,
get off. Like,
it's
yeah,
it's their warrant. It's meant to be like
which
a
is
warranty sticker.
which is which is a smart move. Like,
Mm.
I think it even works for these, but they don't have it anymore.
I should send you that video.
No, but the PS, like, I'm surprised that sticker's still in good quality. Because no offense to PS1 owners, but these cases are trash.
I'll send you that. Don't open it up. You'll see it later. You can already see
What
it
I
without
did
me.
want to do was, I did want to grab a shit ton of these cases, right? These PS4, PS5 cases, and put all the PS1 games in them.
Naughty. I sent you naughty.
Just like make these, blow them up to this size, and then
Yeah.
just make them the PS1 games.
Right.
Keep the traditional black PlayStation and shit, like,
I know that would be kind of cool.
and just you can put the booklet in there, like, just slide it in. Although some booklets are fat, like they're like thick.
I know
But
those old books were so fat, eh? Like they were fucking a whole
like
Bible.
the Gran Turismo Need for Speed books, they're fucking. You can slap someone with it and knock
I
them
know
out.
they had the warrant, like the warranty classic. Oh, it's a fly that keeps walking over the camera.
And
It's a,
remember the PS2? Some of those manual the thick boys.
I was wondering what that was before. It was a fucking fly.
I
Yeah, I
saw it
know.
on one side. I'm like, I thought it was owl or something, like
I thought it kept
walking to the
cutting out. I
side.
thought it was my camera cutting out, but no, it's the bloody fly walking over the lens. Um,
But
but yeah, no, those things were fucking fat. Do you remember? Do you end up
also I
having?
found out.
Do you end up having the
Remember
cases?
the
I don't know if
Star
you.
Wars game I was talking about,
Yeah.
the PS1? I found out what it was.
What was it?
Jedi Power Battles.
Oh, Power Battles. Fuck. Yeah, no, I haven't
I
fucking.
found a copy of that for like 30, $40.
Ooh.
Just like that. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Jedi Power Battles. I'm like, but this it does have a crack going like.
But still to
It's
actually get,
only a hairline one, so
but still to actually get a copy of it for
I
like
don't
30
care about a
bucks is not
crack
bad.
really,
Like
as
that's
long
a
as it's
good
not
price.
too like shattered.
Yeah, that's it. It's fucking
But
wild.
like Jedi Power Battles, I'm like,
You getting it? You getting it?
one day, yeah,
One day.
I have to get it soon because I learnt my lesson.
Yeah, exactly. You wait on another thing and you missed out.
It's
There's
like
people out
Hercules.
there.
I waited for a year for that.
Because
I thought,
there's like people regularly trying to do that, like that are doing like collecting and like getting games and stuff, like collecting retro.
I just hope they put that on the PS Classics, like up
Mm.
res it to like 1080 to 4K what they're doing, and like just
Hopefully,
clean it up.
the fact that it's one of the
Give
best
it,
games, like I'm hoping they do bring it up because
and it's a
it's
Disney game. They've been putting a lot
yeah,
on there.
it's one of the best ones
Been
that
putting
they.
Tarzan on there.
It's more popular than the bloody Toy
Emperor's New
Story.
Groove,
Like Toy Story's on there, and Hercules is one of the popular ones
Monsters
out there.
Inc.,
Yeah,
Scare Island.
I know. That's a lot. I gotta play
All
'em.
these Disney games that they can, because I'm pretty sure they have a deal with them because they're
Yeah,
putting a
yeah.
lot on there.
There's something they got going on.
All the Toy Stories are getting on there. Like you got
Yeah,
fucking Star Wars is on there. Like
I know.
come
I had
on,
to like I said, I had to delete
you
them the
got
other day
Up
from my
already on
fucking.
there.
I gotta download them again, but they're not big. Like that's the thing, they're not big. Fucking
Six
easy enough
hundred
to like,
meg.
yeah, download, play it. Oh, need to uninstall it, download it again. Like they're fucking easy. Fucking easy.
Yes. Megs. Like I
Oh
kind of wish they told you the size on here, but it
no,
just says
it
one
was
block
never thought
memory
about back
card.
then because it was never really installed because it's only for save files, and save files were nothing.
One block memory card.
Mm.
But the PS3 has inbuilt memory card, so
Yeah, but that's only for the save. You don't need to install those games, so that's
no, you just play off the disc.
now you gotta like download those versions because
Because
then
I
you have to
booted
like,
up Fear 2 earlier.
yeah,
That did not install at all.
yeah.
It
Some
just
old
played
games
off the
won't,
disc. I'm like,
yeah, because they're not,
Fear
yeah,
2 didn't install. We're like, wow.
yeah,
That was like 2009.
yeah. Not a lot of them need to install.
10
Like some
even.
will still play off the
10?
disc. It's only if it's been
Yeah.
built to need to install, like something they've done to it.
And the fact it's online, like Fear 2 is mostly online. Like,
Mm.
I just put it in and played.
What have I used?
Fear 3
Oh,
might
God.
be a different story, though.
I've already used a gig of data already. I'm gonna have to fucking hop off the hotspot.
Again, like, that's so fucking quick.
Yeah, I only just renewed my data. I used a data package and got 5 extra gigs so I could play bloody Fallout. And I've already used a gig. I've already used 2 gig most probably.
Jeez.
Like 1 gig from there. I'm just gonna disconnect again for a sec. Let me.
27?
There you go. Switch back. Fucking hell, I don't know how much I've used already because I bought a data pack and yeah, only like 5 gig. So like I need more Fallout. And
Right?
I think I might have already used 2 gig up, maybe more. Good. I watched fucking. I was watching Disney earlier and I forgot I had it on. Like, oh, let's just watch this
Oh,
episode.
no.
And it was only like 20. It's only 2 episodes in the thing, so it's only like 20 minutes long because it was a kids' cartoon thing. And then like it used looked like a gig of fucking data. I'm like, what the fuck?
And people want streaming games. Like you play for an hour before it cuts off. Like,
Yeah, like it's just like that's so much. I'm like, fuck me. Like, I can't. I can't fucking use all that data up. That's too much.
you have to get a Wi-Fi extender from
I'm
the
gonna
house
need a.
out to
Oh, I've
there.
got it. I've got an extender, but it
Oh,
just the internet itself is just shit. We're running on we're on a 50 meg plan. We are gonna look at upgrading to 100, but they want direct debit, and Dad doesn't like direct debit,
so that's the
so
best way of doing it, really.
it's kind of like
They just
annoying.
take it every time they want it. Like
Yeah,
easy. You
my
don't have to,
data
you
on
don't
is
have to
down to
worry about
3
it.
gig, so I've used 2 gig up already.
Yeesh.
Fuck.
So, Beaters and Beardettes. Where are we? Episode 27?
No, not that many. 25, 26.
No, more than that.
No, it's not that far. I don't think.
I think last week was 26.
Um, I'm opening up the YouTube. Maybe it was. I don't feel like it was though. Maybe I'm losing track of time. I'm opening up the YouTube right now. Remember, guys, check out the YouTube, check out the shorts and
Yes.
other social medias as well.
I'll try and do a live potty
Uh,
again sometime soon.
no, last week's episode was 24,
Oh, so it's 25 this
so
week. Fuck.
25. You're jumping ahead of yourself there, Jim.
Future man. Literally.
Future
Fuck.
man.
Couple weeks ahead. Um, but yes, before Dale uses any more of his data, thank you,
Yes,
Beaters and Beardettes, for joining us. Episode 25.
because it's it's
As
it's it's a
always.
long week. It's a short week. Not really. Like there, I haven't got much else. So
We appreciate you watching, listening. Come on, smack that like button, hit that subscribe. You do us a favor. Also, get in the algorithm
yes.
bullshit. We've been Dale and Jim. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye bye.
I'll let you. Oh no, you catch.
All right.
Ah!